Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wagon Inn. I said, are y'all ready for this? And the stream people just, are y'all ready for this? Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wagon Inn. So glad to have everybody here on this absolutely snowy, cold day in Texas. As I am back in Texas, it's real cold. It's like up to my knee outside, and Texas is experiencing rolling blackouts, so if the internet or my power goes down, hold on just a moment. We will be right back, because that's just out of my control at this point. Gotta keep people alive, so understandable. You just said, is it though? As I said, we gotta keep people alive. Like, whatever. It's not a big deal. Right. We have an awesome show planned for y'all tonight. Glad to see everybody here, and glad to see some of the regulars back in on this one. I see Jason, I see Verity, I see a lot of people who are the normal folks that come on in. We got some cool things to show. First off, we have some art. The first one is from Dragonheart here, which is really cute. Is Gideon with all the little pets around there. Really cool.
So I have been wanting this forever, and Dragonheart was so kind to draw it last night. Yep.
That was for you,
I've
then?
been wanting it forever. That was for
you.
me.
Not your character, but for you. So something to put on your fridge.
For me, Drew.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It is super cute. We also have one from Elizabeth, which is a cool Ithka emblem. And we actually have a movie on this one. So
Elizabeth.
It's super awesome.
I'm scared.
There's definitely going to be a cult of Ithka that they all wear these pins secretly now, because it's just too
secretly.
Proudly.
Show that one off.
Right on the chest. Then we have more art from Mira, and Mira's art always looking absolutely fantastic of Xenia. And I actually think the pencil drawing of Xenia makes it look even better because it looks like furry and stuff.
I need to convince Mira to assault.
Very
So good. So good.
Bobo
So
even
cool
did
because-
a commission. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Jakey, but Bobo did a commission of team.
It was a Discord thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Which looks awesome. I always like pixel art. It's my jam.
We need to make
speaking
an
of
8-bit pixel game, right?
Right? Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Bobo's commissions are open. You should go check them out. They're super affordable, and Bobo does awesome work.
They absolutely do. I see Jackie's dog just scratching itself in
Oh,
the
no.
background.
You're embarrassing me. Go away.
Standing at the stairs. Human, help me.
How'd your butt
Me,
go?
human.
We also have
I
a
did.
salt pepper drawing, salt or pepper, from One Single Art from
Ooh.
Blaze Lynn, which is awesome.
That's
And-
amazing.
They did another super cool thing, which has got their little kiddo in it, which is Team in his full skin and scaly version. Oh, it's so cute. This is the cutest little
He's
thing.
naked. Avert your eyes. Avert your eyes. He's nude. I know we're marked mature, but this has gone too far.
Before it was okay, you know,
I
when you
just
didn't
like
have
how-
skin.
He's nibbling at your ears, so it's the better team.
It's a better team.
Better team, TM.
And then we have the official art from Safi-chan this week to New Friends and Adventures. Xenia, Toastin, everybody off. I love it. Looks so good. And
So cute.
the whole gang's here. We just got to get Summer back, guys, and that's the current quest. So that's very exciting.
Yay.
Speaking of doing
Smash
that,
Bros music.
Did you say
Right.
Xenia toast?
What?
As in, gonna have to.
Oh, as in a toast. Okay, I'm with you. I'm
It just
away.
turns into bread like dump.
It's the snow, guys. All right, I'm just saying.
Been true polymorphed into bread.
Into bread.
She always lands upside down, right?
When Summer's here and tries to sell her, sure. Also,
We're a mature channel, guys.
exactly.
Forewarning, forewarning.
Also, because RiboFam normally watches, but their power in and around the other part of Texas is completely out, so they're not watching right now. But also, mad thoughts, and hopefully they don't turn into ribosicles like I did earlier when I was outside. So hopefully they're doing all right. We've also got this awesome thing. Talk about it, Drew. Talk about this model and what Jason be doing.
So Jason over at D&D 214 Dice is doing something awesome. They are having Profit Minis make awesome minis of the entire cast. It's first started with Bone Team. The detail is insane.
Right.
And what's really cool is the minis or the 41. Sorry, I have to read this. The 41 mil mini is coming soon for purchase at $7 a print. Sales will all sales will go to charity, as well as the creation of Xenia coming soon. And an 8 to 9 inch model will be available in limited quantities.
Could literally have a team action figure at that point.
I want one.
That's so big.
I was already told I get a 1% discount.
Jackie, don't.
You could pay.
Jackie, don't.
I'm gonna stop eating the banana I was eating right now too. I'm just gonna put that away for now.
Absolutely huge. Wow, it's the size of my forearm.
It's big, but not in the good way.
Team, you're so much bigger than when I last saw you.
And we have other things to give away tonight.
It's hot. I'm getting hot.
Oh, hello YouTube and the copyright
This is a
censors.
serious Dungeons and Dragons show. Please, can no one laugh? This is completely deadpan serious.
None of
we
it.
only take ourselves seriously.
Seriously.
Absolutely. Alex most of all.
Yeah.
And then we also have some giveaway things, one of which is going to be this amazing dice set from your boy up in the top right. That's the Drooby Dooby Doo.
Oh,
Tell him about it.
I forgot that this is what we were doing, even though we already talked about this 15 minutes ago. It's a purple set of dice from me, and whoever wins gets to choose the color of the ink.
Woo. Wow. Awesome.
It has so you can also name it too, because it doesn't have a name.
Ooh, that's kind of cool getting to name it. I do like that. And then other giveaway, which is going to be the first giveaway. Same thing as last week. If you want there to be a, whatchamacallit, a magic item or a creature, you and I can design one sometime and it will show up on the show. They either have to fight it or they might get the magic item or it might be used against them. I personally am one to suggest you make a cursed magic item, but maybe that's just me. You do whatever you want. But whoever won last week, without saying names of who won and did not win, hasn't messaged me to get it set up. So hit me up on Discord.
Email me or I
will.
will find you.
Slide into
then
his
message you.
DMs, you coward.
Or I completely missed it, and that's also very possible, but I don't think so. It is possible, though. But right, with that,
But it's live.
the only thing that we need to do is roll and see who's going to do the recap. And Jakey, because I never got your fun fact answer down at the bottom. If How was a food, what food would How be?
I have two things. So it's not this week, but it's next week for those, like, for individuals to prepare. But if you like drawing and you like making art, I am working on a How hoodie, which I'm going to show on stream next week, and then it's going to launch immediately after the stream, and it's going to be a month-long thing. But it's going to be a fan art of Red Wagon Inn giveaway. You can post your past fan art, and then we're gonna, as the staff, basically pick our top piece, be it if it's of all of us, a certain character, a certain moment. And then we're gonna send you a How hoodie. The hoodie is basically it's either a dark purple or black. I haven't decided yet, but it's gonna have How's mask on it. It's gonna say love and hate on the arms. It's really cool. Mwah. And then that's gonna be also available in my shop.
Sounds tasty.
Tasty.
Delicious. Also, if How was a food, he would be an apple fritter.
Apple fritter with no extra explanation. Okay, he would be an apple fritter. Why would he be an apple
No
fritter?
explanation.
Okay, sounds good. I got a 14.
Oh, we got to roll that way.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
19.
19 on my beautiful.
Wait, really? 14?
Jade.
18.
Wow, 14 does it. Okay, I miss it when Brie was here. She always had to do it. Right.
It's okay, Ryan. I have to do it next week, so.
No, you got one more.
2 weeks.
This week is the 28th. So you got 2 more.
Two
Yeah.
weeks.
Not one. Not even.
I'm not
one
even
more.
gonna
I
write
started
notes for
writing
that
it
week.
yet. I mean, what?
Just let Alex go watch 10 episodes in 1 week. He's definitely got the time.
I'll tell you, if you
Sure.
put it on 2 times speed, it makes it way easier.
There you
Especially
go.
now that Salt's not here anymore.
Let's just. Why don't we actually all do it 2 times speed? We don't even need to set it. Let's just all talk a lot faster.
Does that mean I have to go to full speed?
Right. Okay.
The episode's only 2 hours long. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 hours. We can knock it out. Let's go. Don't even roll your dice. Just tell me if it hit or didn't. I believe you. Right. So last week we ended we started where we ended last time, which was the troops up at the side of the mountain where the character, who nobody ever actually asked her name, but her name was Redwood. I don't know. Somebody might have asked her name in character. But the tall elvish woman who was firing away at them with her bow and arrow, and the small little girl that was with her, Redwood said, "All right, you can go on through. I trust that you are not part of the druids. Take this blue cloth, make sure you wave it around, otherwise they're going to shoot you, because there's more of me throughout this valley, rangers guarding this valley from the druids who try and make their way north in the trees." So the group did. Pepper held up the flag. Celine also decided, hey, I'm going to travel with y'all. I really need to go see Xenia's people, but two birds, one stone. Ren says when we go to Kern, we can just teleport, so why not just go to Kern, and then I can hang with you all. So Celine is currently joining the group as they go to Kern. The group was trying to figure out the best way to get to Kern, and they kind of decided, you know what, we're going to go to Queenstown and then get a boat from there and kind of split the difference between going the dangerous route and going the longer route, or the extra long route by going the road. So they're going to try and find a boat and go through the Lake Velvet that is nearby. On their way there, couple things happened. The child caught back up to them and said, hey, we're not sure what it is, but you're being followed. There are 6 of you, and we see 7 footprints walking by. Something to be aware of. You're being followed. So that kind of freaked the group out just a little bit. As they continued to walk, they found a ugly, half-dwarf, half-man person with all of the downsides of both races sitting on the edge of a small, not necessarily cliff, but overlook or plateau that saw down over to the very fertile land below near Queenstown, who had a arrow in his gut and was dying, and a dead body next to him. They met him, Jez Corrigan. He was like, yeah, that guy deserved it. He was my brother, didn't like him. He tried to steal my gal, so kind of had to go. He's way pretty, I'm way not, so he's got to go. So the group was like, you just gonna quit and die? What's wrong with you? And he was like, yeah, that's kind of the way it is. But Xenia said, no, heal you. Now you're alive. Suck it, loser. And so he was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm alive now, whatever. And then so the group left him and we're like, haha, you have to live. And the group left north. Then Jez came back and was like, I guess that's not too bad. Let's go to Queenstown. As the knights of Queenstown that patrol the borders came up and said, yo, what are you doing, ugly boy? And ugly boy was like, I'm just walking, totally killed my brother. And they were like, haha, yeah, right, creature. And then they left and totally didn't believe him at all, as Jez is definitely a straight shooter. They followed Jez. Eventually, he went to the city, and they kind of branched off paths. Ren tried to be a magic boy and disguise themselves while being a tiefling, or not tiefling, a changeling, and did it in the middle of a crowd, and people not necessarily saw. Some people might have, but a horse kicked him, and that didn't feel very good. And then they met a few different rappers throughout their travels there, in regular D&D form. They just all happen to look like rappers. I think we saw Lil Dicky. I think we saw Jay-Z and Lil Jon. Kind of went back and forth on that character.
Okay.
Okay. As they went into Queenstown, Ren was worried about seeing their friend, who is a guard, and getting spotted because they were currently disguised as that person, but blonde. They went, and as they were going through, they were getting peppered by a bunch of different stall merchants, and being peppered by that, How and Pepper stole some things and begged for some money secretly with very, very high performance rolls. They went on to the Red Wagon Inn. Once they got to the Red Wagon Inn, bunch of humans, a bunch of halflings / gnomes around, didn't really stop and ask too much. Robert was like, yo, this is pretty cool. And then they also saw some Unwilling there before people went to bed. How had a rough time going to bed. Everybody had a lot of drinks. Xenia and Celine had an absolute wonderful time. Peppers conked out, and How just had a rough night. Pepper and Xenia woke up to Jez saying, hey, yo, thanks, by delivering off some horses, because he was a stable hand with some war horses. They currently have 5 big, strong Queenstown war horses here. They're kind of like Clydesdale style, very, very big. And How woke up to the bed tucked around him. Did not remember tucking himself into bed, but that is where we left off last time. Is there anything that I missed? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss?
Was it
And
How or
something
Ren
that-
that woke up tucked in? I thought it was Ren.
It was How.
It was how that woke up tucked in. Ren never woke up, but something else happened to Ren. in that inn.
Oh yeah, one of the other rappers,
Wow,
the real
wow.
Slim Shady, got his Slim Shadied with Ren. I don't know, whatever that means. But Ren had a wonderful
Automatic
evening
GFY.
with a 5'5"
I didn't think I'd be
blonde
using this
fighter,
round, but I'm an idiot.
who Ren did not have to sleep alone. Is that inspo worthy or GFY worthy? I'll let chat decide. But other than that, anybody have anything else that we need to shill before we get started?
No. Just
Of course,
I'm
my
so
friend
excited
says
to play
GFY
D&D with
right
you
off the
guys.
bat. Right.
Chat has invoked the punishment.
I get GFY. I thought that was a good recap. All I did was call him the real Slim Shady. Oh,
That's
Your
probably
recap
why.
was great until you reminded us all that there was just nothing but rappers in this town.
look, it's Queenstown.
Wow.
I'm taking the GFY.
Dude,
I'm gonna wear it
GFYs
like
for
a
that?
badge of honor, but since chat has been so kind as to give me a GFY, I shall be merciless tonight. As another quick thing before we do start, I do want to say huge thank you to all the people that answered the survey on Discord last time. We all took a look at that, took a look at the data, saw what people liked, what people didn't, and are adjusting the show accordingly. So huge thank you to everybody who did that. Much, much appreciated. Other than that, everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn, where we continue with How. It's a bright, sunshiny morning. You can hear the pitter-patter of people, the floor below you, all having breakfast. The smell of boiled oats and eggs is filling the air. Not much meat here, at least at this inn. But the sheets are folded and tucked over as you have been snuggled neatly into bed. But again, you don't quite remember doing that yourself. Perhaps it was the alcohol? Who knows? As everybody did have some level of drink, besides Pepper, who had one and was done.
One and done.
How's gonna get up and just kind of like do that thing like a little kid does, hanging from like on the bed, look under the bed.
Roll a
Do I have
perception.
my mask on, or am I like fully like?
How do you
like,
go to sleep?
What am I? Because Hal usually goes to bed and he usually just like wears like his mask over his face like while they're on the road. While he's in an inn, if there's no one in his room, he would just sleep like probably like mostly like buck naked because that's what he does. But last night he was definitely fully clothed before bed because he had his.
You still were when you went to bed, or when you woke up. You still have your mask on and everything.
Okay. For perception, is this room in direct sunlight?
Bobo trying hard to eat GFY. Yes, it is. There is currently a sun shaft shining through the wall with the dust flying in the air.
Oh,
High
I love
graphics setting.
sunlight. Yeah, I clipped through the wall because I lagged. No,
Save scum.
it was a 22, but because of the sunlight, is in fact a 7.
A 7. You look under the bed, and the first thing that you see, right staring you in front of the face, is a dust bunny. As you pull the sheets up, they must not have been moved or cleaned for some time. That's not particularly present. That kind of bed skirt that goes around the bed here. It's a nice bed skirt, but when it's not changed, that doesn't fill you with confidence. There's nothing under the bed. It's just a bed. It's about a foot off the ground. Not like floating, but with the bedposts.
Yeah, Hal's gonna get up and just kind of inspect the room, like if his belongings are all good, like if all of his stuff is accounted for. He's gonna check his gold purse.
Yeah, roll an
And then-
investigation.
This one doesn't get good. My investigation 15.
15. You're checking for anything missing in your pack, and comb through each pocket, kind of give it the old once-over pat, look through at a cursory glance. Yeah, you've definitely got all your stuff still in there.
How is like leaning over his bag, and then when he realizes nothing's missing, he just plops on his butt like almost Iron Giant sit, like with his legs spread, and he just like thinks for a long time, and then he's gonna get up. Use prestidigitation to clean this room in whatever regard, so the person before him doesn't have to. Mage Hand like tucks in and fixes the bed.
As you're kind of
and then
pulling your pack up, your mage hand is slowly doing work around you, and the equivalent of a magical leaf blower is pushing all the dust out as it opens the window and pushes it all out before slamming behind you right as you put your pack over and are ready to exit.
And yeah, as Hao's leaving the room, his mage hand does the same thing when it disappears. He like holds his hand as if he's holding someone else's hand and then clasps it beside him and it vanishes and dissipates. And then he heads out of the room, like does like a whole like peeks to see if anyone's waiting for him. And then he's just gonna go downstairs, constantly doing the whole like weird.
How, as you head on down the stairs, you see two familiar faces, as well as a crowd of people that you must have seen the last night, but nobody that you particularly met or got their names of. You see Celine kind of rubbing Robert's back, who seems to be nursing some heavy hangover, head in some bowl of oats of some kind. Porridge, maybe, who knows. Not anything that you would call appetizing, though, as Celine sees you come over and says, just kind of gives you a head nod. She's, I think Pepper and Zinnia are outside. That's what the innkeeper said. We apparently got a present last night. Very good for us.
Interesting. Celine, this is a weird question, but you're more observant than I am. Did anyone come to my room last night?
As in, did you? No.
Like-
Did you go with anybody?
No.
Not that I saw then. I know Ren did, but not you. No. No, I was down here with Zinnia most of the time, though, until I went to bed, but I'm a very quick sleeper.
Maybe I'm just paranoid. Thanks, Celine. I'm gonna go check outside.
Yeah. Robert says,
When you go out there, if you could get is Ren out there? Have you seen him this morning?
I haven't. No.
All right, I'll talk to him later.
Robert, do you want something to help? It's not gonna cure you of the feeling, but it's gonna definitely loosen things up.
Oh no, I've loosened too many things this morning. I prefer things stay very solid, and in either end, both have not been kind.
Just put your head against mine.
I know this won't fully cure him, but I'm gonna cast suggestion on Robert, and basically say like you're going to have a normal day, and your body is going to use its like natural constitution to ward off any sicknesses. So I am charming him so the rest of his day he doesn't feel crappy.
I like it. So he is actively going to let it happen because he trusts you to do good things. As you put your forehead next to his, when you do so, it feels like you're putting your head up against a solid brick wall with his mighty dragon-scaled head and his horns. And so when you do so, it kind of doesn't feel good, but you put your hands up, grab his horns briefly, and then let them go. Robert thoroughly believes he is going to have a good day. The sounds that you can hear kind of rumbling up as if there's a burp coming up and rumbling in his stomach seem to disagree, but as he looks at you, he believes with utter confidence that you have cured him and that nothing bad is going to happen to him. As Robert says,
It is, I must say, it is so good to be around such fine magical folk.
as he kind of does that like too hard slap thing on the cheek where he's,
You have a good day, Hal. Never mind, I don't need Ren.
Okay. Robert, just still take it easy, though. It's magic, not a miracle. Eat your oats and drink lots of water.
You hear as Robert sits back down with Celine as you head away. Robert and Celine kind of discuss back and forth.
I always kind of thought that magic was a miracle.
You know, me too. As you head on to wherever you're heading. Where are you heading to, Hal?
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside to see the people with the horses.
Pepper and Zinnia, you have currently been inspecting the 5 separate war horses. They're all black, black fur, black mane, black tail, everything. They are picturesque stallion war horses with the kind of furry feet as well, because they are Clydesdales. Pepper, this would be tricky for you to be able to control. Just being able to get your feet down onto the stirrups of these things would be a rough time, so might be a good idea to share as you're contemplating this. You do, however, hear the bell ring king, king, as Hal walks outside the front door of the inn, and you see your buddy kind of block his eyes from the sunlight, as it is a bright morning today. The town is out. Everyone seems to be hustling and bustling to and fro. No one seems to really stop or notice you, even though you are very much the odd ones out here compared to the rest of the races that walk through Queenstown.
Well, these are going to come in handy, but they don't really float, do they?
No. But maybe their speed will compensate? Do we? Oh gosh, I forgot what the map looked like.
Yeah, we'll have to get Ren to show us the map again. Maybe. Actually, I wonder if
Hi, Jackie's mom.
there's going to be.
Does she want to be on the show? Call her back.
Jackie's mom.
Oh.
That's her official name, right? Jackie Mom?
A Leonin mom comes in and busts through the wall.
Okay, we'll take the horses. My God, just back off.
The mighty matronly
They want,
roar.
they want inspiration, like with pets and kids. But for Jackie's mom.
Don't encourage
Time
it,
for some
no!
mom
Oh yeah,
inspiration.
tell your mom anytime she comes on, she can give you a point of inspiration. So we'll give Jackie a point of inspo if she doesn't have one. Sure,
God. That was embarrassing.
Legendary.
I'm gonna do the same thing and bring my mom on the show.
I mean, that's automatic inspo for you, is for sure. It's Rybo mom.
Right?
Right.
Continue. Sorry.
It's all right.
I don't think you should be sorry.
So yeah,
I'm
like, I mean, we should really ask. Probably, it's gonna be a travel like guild here or something, or someone that's transportation that could probably tell us the best ways to get up there and how long it would take going via like the road or via a boat or something else. I mean, I think it's better than us making a decision. Maybe talk to some experts.
Yeah, that actually sounds like the best idea, and it kind of puts all of our plans to get a boat across the lake and in the water to say. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we should probably put these in a. There's going to be a stable here, right, for Red Wagon Inn. Quickly look around, Ryan. Is there a stable next to the Red Wagon Inn?
There is indeed. As with most Red Wagon Inns, the back typically has a large stable for most adventurers' traveling companions, usually one slot or two for a carriage or larger creature. You could absolutely fit your horses in if needed.
All right. We might need an extra pair of hands or two here. Those in there. I don't think the two of us can really move all 5 of these horses.
No, but I feel like the rest of the crew must be up already. No, it's late enough in the morning.
You guys had a bit to drink, so who knows?
I'm not
I
going to
walk
ask
around
some
the
stranger to
horses.
help us out.
Oh, hey, Hal.
Hey,
Good morning. How you feeling?
I feel actually fine, weirdly enough.
Why weirdly?
What?
Why enough?
I guess I'll answer a question with a question. Did you see anyone come up to my room last night?
No.
I wasn't really watching your room. I was kind of like watching the inside of my eyelids.
Yeah. I guess I'm just paranoid or something. I don't know.
Do you think someone came into your room?
Yeah. I don't remember tucking myself in, and whenever I sleep, I usually sleep on the floor on a bedroll or something. But I was tucked in bed and the bed was made. So
Do you ever sleep tucked in? Maybe after you've been drinking?
No, I don't think I've ever been tucked in. Even when I was a kid, I don't even remember being tucked in. It was weird.
So
How
let's
does one-
listen here. Doppelganger.
I mean, how does one even tuck themselves in once they're in bed?
Right? That's where I'm at. So
I mean,
don't
you've
know, it
got
just
like
seems
magics
weird.
and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't put it past you how.
I mean, that's a fair point. Maybe I did something.
Did they
really
take
cool by
anything? Do you have
accident.
any marks?
No. I mean, I've just got my tattoos. I've got my
Even like no
short
marks that weren't there yesterday,
dark
so to speak.
bruises.
Like
Not
no
that I
one's.
can see, no.
Hmm.
Wait, you know how you can hear things?
Yeah.
Has that ever transcended into the physical
More than
universe
hearing,
at all?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my abilities with chat are when I call upon them, but I don't think the whispers or the chatter would do something physical, especially without my knowing. I mean, far be it to me to say what a god might do, but
What if you slept whispered instead of slept walk? You know, you're like, chat, please tuck me in. I'm tired.
maybe.
I mean, so I guess it's an added benefit of being follower of your god. Free tuck-ins.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, chat does sometimes do that kind of parental things.
Mm.
Thanks for letting me talk about this. It was really weird waking up.
I mean,
on
I
another
would feel
weird note,
violated.
It's really weird waking up all the time. Anyway, I get it.
what are these
Well-
horses?
They're ours.
You guys
Yeah.
bought horses?
No, I heard
Mm.
us. The last time we bought horses, it didn't go down very well. So this time we got given horses.
Who gave you horses? Did you win them in a bet last night or something?
Kind of like a gift, I think. It was like we came downstairs and there's something waiting for us outside and horses.
Huh.
Remember our friend we unwillingly helped less than 24 hours ago?
Jez? Wait,
Yeah.
Jez gave us horses? Huh.
Unless there's another person that goes by JC.
I mean, I guess saving someone's life is equal to 5 horses in this town.
I mean,
And Hal's gonna like at this point just kind of find whatever horse is the most calm around him, and he's gonna like kind of pet it.
I mean, Jez didn't seem to have very much. I imagine these 5 horses are probably worth quite a bit to them. As, you know, Jez didn't seem like they had many people around them. So, I imagine 5 horses, this is quite the gift. Jeez.
I mean, do we know if they came from money or not? They could be rich for all we know.
I mean, you can tell a rich person from someone who is appreciative in their life, I think. And I think Jez doesn't necessarily come from rich or noble wealth. I mean, I haven't met a lot of rich people, but the ones I have, you can see them from a mile away. And like I always say, eat the rich. So,
And Hal's gonna start just checking out the horse, petting it. Yeah.
We're going to put them into the stable and then thinking about figuring out what the best way to get north is. Do you want to help us bring the horses into the stable?
oh yeah. Do you have like a handful of wheat or grain? I only need a handful.
Nope. Oh, actually, pulls out a handful of weed out of his pocket. Here you go.
Pepper pulls their left boot off and like smacks on the bottom of it, and a couple grains or a couple little stalks of wheat come out. As you look at Pepper a little puzzlingly as to why they would keep it there, but put the boot back on, and you have a small handful of wheat.
No better
I
place
woke
to
up
put
that
it.
in and you have wheat in your boot. Checks.
Who doesn't though? It's always good to have some spare wheat.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation because you can manipulate a palm-sized object. So I'm gonna take the wheat and basically like almost the moving dollar bill with each of the horses and make them like kind of follow along to get like a little snack through the air, like almost like carrot in front of them. And it's just gonna lure them towards the stable, and then I'm gonna get each one to go to a different little setup, and then whoever's there as the stable person If I can see rates, I'm going to pay them the appropriate amount for. We're staying here for a day. We agreed. This is Jacob asking, not how.
I believe so. I think it was a day or
so,
two.
yeah.
Yeah.
As
Okay,
you
so I'll pay
hold the
for 2
weed out in
days.
front, you untie the horses from the essential saloon type tie-ups out front, where a lot of people stop and, for lack of a better word, park their horses. As you head on back, taking the wheat in hand, you hold the reins, and Zinnia, being that you're tall, you kind of help drag them along. Pepper, you just let them do that. Those are pretty big and tall horses. Oh, Drew, you get your inspo because that's a cute boy. Little Loki. As they say, yeah, for each night it's going to be 1 silver, since you're not a part of the guild, as you present it to them. So it'd be 5 silver total for the 5 horses.
I will. So it's 5 silver per
Well,
night.
hold on. I mean,
Okay,
Sinian working with Hal. He wouldn't be doing it by himself.
Yeah, if you want to actively talk to him and do some guild boy stuff, then you totally can. If not, how's the one talking? But yeah, if you want to say like, bronze. Oh, terribly sorry. A young man with kind of dirty blonde hair pulled back begins tying your horses up. You can see, though scrawny and young, he seems to have no problem with these very, very large and intimidating war horses, as if they're commonplace here, as they tie them up for you adventurers at no cost.
Thank you.
Hal's gonna take a gold piece because Hal's been doing like saving his money, and he's just gonna flick it at the kid,
Take good care of him.
and then he's gonna walk away.
You kind of see his head look surprisingly before you head on out, not waiting for his response. Zinnia and Pepper, you take a look back and see the kid about 16 stuff the gold pence in his pocket and then immediately grabs a brush and begins combing out the horse's hair. Ren,
You probably made that kid's week.
Ren,
Yeah.
you awake to the creak of a floorboard. What form are you in? Same one as last night?
Mm-hmm.
You awake to the creak of a floorboard as the man with his leather jerkin around, as he's attempting to kind of sneak out of the room, doesn't currently have his shirt on as he looks back, seeing if you're awake. Do you hide that you're asleep, or do you
No, I'll sit up,
turns
give
back?
the salute, and have a great day. I'm gonna reach into my bag and pull out some loose leaf and roll it up and have me a morning smoke.
He kind of looks like he already messed something up, or whatever, before he realizes that, all right, you know the deal, before close the door behind and walks on out. Robert and Celine give a head nod to the person that you've seen before as you find yourself in the room alone, smoking some fancy halfling leaf in the room. Is that how you choose to start your day?
Yeah. Have a nice, relaxing.
Solid morning. As Pepper, Zinnia, and Hal, eventually you get the horses back in. Are you heading back into the inn to meet up with the rest of your group?
No, I think I look to Zinni and Hal and say, should we go see if we can find someone who might know the paths up north a bit better?
So now that we have horses, we're not riding the boat. We're gonna get a path kind of guide.
I think we sort of like maybe ask what the better option is. Maybe we can take the horses on a boat. Maybe we can sell the horses to get on a boat, or maybe the horses are a better option.
That's a good call. Yeah, I would love to find someone who understands the roads and whatnot. And I'd also love to do some shopping, if possible, because it has been a while since I've just had a day.
Let's head down to, say, the docks. I'm sure there's some markets down that way as well, potentially.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'm gonna just leave a note for Ren. Ren might be having a slow morning.
Well, you can just send like
wait.
a message, can't you?
Yep, I forgot Ren's name is in my book.
Oh,
I
okay.
have magic.
I saw.
It's been a long night. I get it. It's all good, Hal.
Yeah, I'm gonna use sending on Ren. Just basically like, don't gotta wake up if you're having a slow morning. We're gonna head to the docks. If you wanna like us to wait, just respond to this message. Otherwise, you have a good sleep in and a nice breakfast.
Ren, and you to make a dex save.
Cool.
Hold up. on.
That is so Dex is +1. That's a 3.
3. The sudden intrusive noise as you are taking a large intake of breath into your pipe causes a huge coughing fit. You're only able to get the last half of that message. It's just heading out. Have a good morning. You kind of have a little bit of a coughing fit there, as the noise is very unexpected. The first time Hao has sent you a message to start your morning at the very least.
Just give me a minute. I'll be down. And then Ren. Okay, that was only 8 words. Cool.
Okay. Ren counts quietly.
Other than that, yeah, Ren will get dressed and then head down.
Ren, just like every other person, puts their pants on one leg at a time, heads on downstairs. Ren, Pepper, Hao, and Zania, Ren did tell you how that to wait, he'd be right down. Do you all wait for him?
Yeah, I let everyone know that Ren is on their way, and Hao's going to find somewhere like nice and shaded to sit down. Because like the longer they're standing in the bright sunlight, the more Hao is just constantly cringing and just doing like this thing where he's going like.
Ooh.
Ren, you head down the stairs and you see Robert and Celine sitting playing a game that you've never seen before. Seems to have a weird chip, almost like a coin, but it's not. It's made out of wood, almost like a broken off corner. And Robert is holding his fingers up like this on the edge of the table, and Celine is flicking it through, trying to knock it through the goalpost there. As Robert's like, no, you have to. It's really, you want to hit at the bottom of it, and Celine does, and immediately hits Robert right between the eyes. And she's like, wow, okay, very good. She goes, thank you. I used to play a little bit in college. You don't need to explain the rules. Hey, Ren. Morning, sleepyhead.
Morning.
He has a devilish little grin on his face as you walk down.
Again, another hand salute. I'm gonna go out front.
Okay, that's everyone. Celine, Joey.
And she goes, yep. He grabs the small little wooden quote-unquote football as they grab their stuff and head on outside with you. Eventually, Hao, Pepper, Zania, you see Ren, Celine, and Robert come outside of the inn to meet you all. Packs on, everything ready to go in case they decide that it's time to leave. Same way that all you have all of your stuff on and not exactly left in the room unless you're telling me otherwise. Everyone is currently outside the inn. It is a bright, sunshiny morning. You are in one of the capital cities of Asterion. Quite a big town, lots to find, lots to see, lots to do here. Lots of places to go, lots of people to meet. It's not the trade city, but it is the capital city of the colonies of the Queen. So there's quite a bit to do here if you want to find something to do. What are we looking for specifically?
To the docks. Someone who knows their way around the Asterion, I guess.
To the docks. Ren, you've been this way before. Roll me a history check.
I'll use guidance.
Excuse me.
Say 13 plus history is 0, so 13.
13.
Plus 4, because I rolled a 4 on the d4.
Oh. So, yeah, 17.
Never mind. You do think, let me see where those docks are, and you pull out your map and recall that Queenstown itself is separated by a large part of the Queenswood before you get to the Royal Bay. There's probably about 20 miles before you get to anything that would be the docks.
Ren, just rubs the sleep out of her eyes and looks at Pepper and says, "You realize the docks are like 20 miles away, right?"
Is there like a river that goes there or something? Is there? How do the boats get to Queenstown?
Brent, you've been here before. They do basically, if you're looking to go to the actual ocean, Queenstown is not the final stop for that. The Royal Bay, which is near Queenstown, is simply a large fishing area. The actual ocean itself crosses the Queensbridge and goes to where, if everybody can see on the bottom left of the screen, out to the Stormy Lagoon. Otherwise, they have to travel up, and the fastest way to get into another part of the big seas is near the city-state of Kern. The Royal Bay in itself is just that. It is a bay for the Queen to do their fishing and get all of the food for their people here. There's no larger connected ocean.
Our best luck is to find a fishing boat out by the Royal Bay. Because, I mean, technically the docks are completely opposite way of where we need to go towards, the ocean. So, yeah, no, if we want to go to the Royal Bay, that's where we can find some fishing boats, most likely.
Sorry, we're going to the ocean to go to Kern?
No, the ocean's the opposite way. We're going to the Royal Bay here on the map.
But that's not in the city.
No, it's outside of the city.
But your map makes it look so close.
Well, you have to look at this scale right here, and the scale will show distance on a map. One day I'll teach you how to read a map.
I'm going to pull for everybody down at the bottom. You can see about 20 miles scale between Queenstown and the Royal Bay.
Then, well, if that's quite the walk, do we want?
I mean, we
to
have
see if
horses,
there's,
but oh, by the way,
That's
Ren,
fair.
we have horses. Yeah. So
But I hate horses.
Jez gave
I don't
us
know you.
a set of gorgeous horses.
I'm sure they're perfect. What's the plan for today?
I want
find
to
the
go
best way to go to
shopping.
Kern.
Okay.
Travel to
Get
Kern,
some
do
stuffs.
some shopping, and then go. I guess if we want to
I
start.
mean, Zinni and I can introduce you to the quest board.
The what?
The quest board. In fact, that might be a really good way to get Pow and Ren into the Red Wagon Inn.
Oh, like a entry
Yeah.
mission.
Because
Wait, do you
okay,
remember
so you get like quests, and then if you do a quest, you get like rewards. But also part of the rewards can sometimes be membership into the Red Wagon Inn.
Right. Wait, do you remember if the 1 star, the less star or more star was dangerous? I think we were
I
confused
wasn't
about.
paying attention, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, we better not mess this up.
It's
You guys go in
Remember-
the middle.
I'm also a member because I did it with you as well. It's the higher the stars, the more danger.
Okay. All right.
What would we do without you, Robert?
Right? Sometimes you need.
Probably
someone
be
with-
asking the DM more questions to roll.
But yeah, I'd be down to look at a quest board. Maybe then, if the dock is far, we could go to the dock later. But like, do we think there's like a ranger's outpost or like a directory somewhere in town? Because like, there's people that just sell maps and stuff and map things out. Or we could find like a hunter's tent because they would know paths better than anybody.
Yeah, I'm
There
sure
might
there's-
be something at the library.
You know what? We could even when we go to the market. I'm sure there's some traders there that go between the cities.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, we probably don't want to go on a trade caravan. The last time we did that, it ended really badly with like a gigantic 40 elephant tall god. So maybe not trade caravans.
I do like the idea of the library because that's where I wanted to stop to see if they have scrolls and paper and whatnot.
What is it with you guys and gods? There's so many.
We must have like godamones. They're kind of like pheromones, but for gods.
I mean, I personally, it's going to work out for me because I'm trying to meet Xenius. So I think it's fortuitous for us personally.
From all the stories I've heard involving y'all and gods, it never sounded fortuitous, but I guess that's just me.
I mean, it brought us to you.
Yeah. That's the
I
thing.
guess it's yet to be accounted for if it's fortuitous. You're right. You're right. Good point. Yeah, fair, mate.
Why don't we start with the library then? I mean,
It's like the fourth
I'm-
time you said it. All right, Hal, come on. Take us to your library.
I'm just saying no because Ren also said it.
Yeah, I would
just
like
like
to go to the library too.
As Pepper begins to walk off, like, all right, How, just take us to the library. And Pepper and How and Ren, but no, but because he said, kind of following Pepper along, like, I do want to go there, but that I'm not sure. Kind of very shy boy focusing. Who's leading the group to try and find the library? Roll me an
Sure.
investigation.
I
will.
did preemptively. Do you want me to re-roll it?
I do.
Okay. It was a natural 20. Ooh, that's still really good. With guidance, that's wait, you said investigation or
Correct.
okay. Investigation's only +1. That's 18 total.
18. You look around for a bit, just trying to find a lot of signs. Most of these are shops and workers around here where you're at. Lots of smithies, lots of horseshoe areas, several different ale houses, taverns, lots on this row that you're in here, which kind of fits in with the Red Wagon Inn that you're at. So you decide to return to that main row where you were following. That's kind of the main road that goes down Queenstown that seems to lead up and towards the actual castle at the far end of this city here. It's a pretty straightforward road with not much in the way of it. And as you're doing, kind of look down, and you seem to notice that most of the streets here are themed. You don't necessarily see that it gets more rich or poor as you go in further, but like things are grouped together. There seems to be almost segments of the city. Once you get out of there, there's any manner of thing that you can find. Lots of houses, entire rows of houses, several plots of land actually even for sale here off the main strip for quite a pretty penny. But eventually you find what appears to be, and catches your eye as a man doing a bit of street magic on the corner, who seems to be entertaining some children. He has a cart full of scrolls behind him, and as one child comes up to him, he's kind of a shorter fella. He has this bright red hair, almost cartoonishly red, a fire red that seems to slick back and upwards in almost spikes. He has a coat that matches a similar style red that goes down just almost like capri pants for your arms, not quite all the way down. It is very much a magician rather than a wizard's coat. And as the children come up to him, he says, "Oh my God, little children, you have the absolute worst case of the bunny ears." As the children look around like, no. As he goes, "Yes, I'm terribly sorry. It's true, children. You have..." And he claps one of them on the ears before suddenly, poof, a puff of magic comes out, and their ears flop down heavily, looking very much like a large bunny's version. This small little gnomish or halfling child, who's maybe only a foot tall at about 5 or 6 years old, has ears that now go all the way down to the floor. So he goes, "Oh! What a horrible thing to be done. There's... Oh, man, I am so sorry to have found such a child with such an affliction. Isn't it just the worst?" Children, as all of them seem to giggle and laugh, being in on the fact that this is some sort of practical joke or prank that he does. They're all here for the shows. He's looking around, but he says, "Oh, stay back, child," as he looks to your group. He says, "The bunny's natural predator, the great giant lions as they approach. Oh, do not eat this small bunny child, miss. Don't stay back. I shall defend you while I make the lioness disappear." He gives you a wink, Zinnia.
I stand really strong and tall and I speak higher than I normally do. "I am here, the lioness. I am hungry."
All the other children run behind this man's legs, and he's like, no, lioness, you shan't attack these children. Not if I have anything to say about it. Be Gone, vile creature! And as he throws this puff of magic, suddenly an eruption of flame all around you. How Ren, Pepper, Robert, and Celine suddenly kind of cover your eyes as a pillar of fire appears before you. And when you turn back, Zinnia is nowhere to be seen. Zinnia, you suddenly find yourself, your eyes open as the Flash kind of looks behind his small little cart that he had there with the scrolls. He is ducked behind the cart there with you. As he's like, don't get up. You'll ruin the illusion. But you kind of peer through the scrolls, and there's another version of him still standing there. All the children, all the kids are moving all around. Oh my God! Oh my God! I just got shocked in the ears.
Huh?
I think
Magic!
Ow.
Zinnia's god was not very happy with you just then.
Right?
Oh,
Through the
no.
power of
Disappear.
magic!
My
How
lightning
dare you
ports
take
on the
my
back of
best
my
cleric.
laptop, just everything went, and so my my actual like monitor and everything went, and so it shocked my ears too. Ow! Sorry for interrupting the flow. Ow! My brain is I'm awake. As, you all still currently see the man standing before you beside Zinnia, and I need everybody to roll me a perception check to see if you see through the illusion.
Oh boy, I hate
Rolling
sunlight.
the dice again.
Not one, baby, because I hate sun.
Aurora, anima.
I'm used to this with the circus. That's a 19.
19.
That is a 23.
23. So currently, how Robert and Celine are like, wow, what a magician. However, Ren and Pepper with the experience of the circus, and Ren just magical experience. You begin to see bits of the coat almost translucent as they move, and recognize this version of the man to be an illusion. Probably why the kid didn't freak out when it got clapped in the ears. Definitely didn't hurt. It was just an illusion. As Zinnia, you see the same man sitting back there with the smoke. Says, "He'll be done in just a minute, but the kids love it. Sorry to pull you in on that."
Oh, no, that was great. That's amazing. Doppelganger?
Oh no, just just a bit of magic.
Oh.
Trying to sell scrolls. Parents will buy it. Kids get to do a trick. You know.
Amazing. I turned to watch the rest of it. Just want to see how it finishes.
As you look back,
Is that flame still there? The flame pillar?
no, it was like an eruption of flame, and suddenly Zinnia was gone. This illusory version of him is looking at the children as they're all like, "Yeah, yeah." He's now like, "Yeah." And as I have defeated the evil lioness, you shouldn't have to worry again. Matter of fact, I shall revert you, young child. As Zinnia, you see him with the smoke, he's kind of miming along. So as he's like, "I shall revert you," he's just miming along as if he knows what's going to be said next. As he says, "I shall revert you no longer in your hippity and hoppity form, no, but instead your true mighty gnomish figure. Begone, ears!" As he does so, the ears suddenly and kind of roll themselves back in like little tape clickers as they on the kid's ear before returning to normal. The kid looks up dumbfoundedly as all the parents around begin clapping, all kind of realizing that the show is over. And Robert's, "Oh my God, that's so good! True magic. What happened to Zinnia?" As the kind of performer version says, "Leave me just a moment, children. It is quite a bit of work. I shall return, and then I shall show you how I do the magic myself. I will speak to these adults. Go speak to your parents. Ask if they would allow me to show you the secrets of real magic." As all the kids run off to their parents, all clamoring around the cart. Several of the fathers looking like, "Oh, why? No, he's a salesman." But the children love it. As you see the illusion version of him come up to the rest of your group, How, Pepper, Ren. It kind of gives you like a come here look to your group before walking over towards the cart.
I see scrolls, and I run over.
You run over, and from behind, the man suddenly appears. Two of the same man next to each other, Zinnia, before the illusory version disappears, and the guy kind of stamps out a cigarette before he... Got it. I did it again. I'm just going to put one in. I don't want it to shock between the ears. I don't like that.
That's how Rybo dies tonight.
Rybonator, more like Frybonator.
Oh, I want to give you a GFY. You know I do.
But you can't. Because How didn't do it.
Because How didn't do it. As how you run over to the scrolls, you see the tip top of Zinnia from behind as Zinnia the man stands up and says, "Hey, sorry about that. It's trying to make a sale. They'll be over in just a minute. Really didn't mean to pull you in. You can totally be on your way." Matter of fact, he holds into his pocket and throws you a silver coin, Zinnia.
Oh, I don't mind at all. I actually give the silver back. That was great to be a part of. Thank you.
Happy to keep it.
How'd you do that?
Oh, true magician never reveals his secrets without price, of course. I'm happy
am
to
I
sell
over
you
there?
scrolls if you needed to. As Ren, Pepper, Robert,
Okay.
everybody's over at the cart at this point. As Ren has or How had run over to see the scrolls.
I'm gonna stand a little bit
How-
behind everyone else, keeping an eye that no one's pickpocketing anyone.
What do you say?
While
I'm just gonna stand a little bit behind everyone else,
Okay,
making
got it.
sure we're not getting pickpocketed.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception.
It's a very
while
typical pickpocket moment. 18.
Okay, you keep a watch out for any dastardly deeds occurring, but currently, the only one who is spotting several wallets easy to pick is you. How? Continue.
How's doing that thing like a dude at a record store or a comic store where he's just like going through the scrolls, like treating each one as if it's like a piece of glass, just like perusing what he has for sale. Specifically, if How were to find a scroll of, I don't know, tiny hut, maybe, but genuinely like whatever the dude has for sale. I don't know if you have a list or whatever, but anything rituals. Otherwise, How can't use them.
Currently, as you look through the scrolls, they all seem to be marked in blue wax stamps, which you've done your share of perusing and shopping before. This seems to be an illusory scroll shop. There's pretty much everything that you could want here as far as illusion schools go, but not the conjuration-style magic of the hut that you're looking for with this man in particular. But pretty much anything up to 7th level illusions you could find and buy in scroll form here, if anybody would like to. As the man says, "Please, since you helped, take a look around. Anything you'd like to buy, just let me know. I have extra copies as well that I keep," and he opens up the little door at the bottom of the cart and closes it. Quantity is not really a issue for me, so if you need it, I have it.
Wow. So you're telling me whatever you just did, it's in one of these scrolls?
Oh, absolutely. Well, at least the illusion version. I actually just ran out and grabbed you when I just kind of did a puff of light to where nobody could see. That was just, I'm very quick.
Interesting. And are you quick because of the scrolls, or that's just something that you naturally have?
Just practice. A lot of cross-country travel, doing magician work. You get used to it.
Interesting. Now, I just have to ask. I helped. Do I get like maybe a discount?
Ah, okay. See, I should have known that you were a savvy business person, not to take the coin up front, but to ask for a little bit off later. I don't know. I don't normally offer that. Go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Okay. Oh, okay. 16.
16. Because I don't normally offer that, but well, when is it really an option that I get to use a Leonin in my sketches? You new to this town and it was fun. Sure. What say I give you a 10% discount off the top?
Oh, great. Amazing. Awesome. What was your name, by the way?
Oh, it's actually Chris Torek. Nice to meet you. As he holds his hand out. Again, he's a smaller man, and as he grips you, he's got these red gloves that match his entirely red outfit and his obviously dyed red hair. Not a very strong grip compared to yours. You feel like you're going to crush his hand. Chris, nice to meet all of you, as he goes to offer everyone his hand who would take it.
Did you say cross country towns?
Yes, traveling. It's what I do.
Ever gone to Kern?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of money to make there.
Best way from here to there, you think?
Ooh, how much in a hurry are you?
Let's say that we were in a hurry.
Well,
yeah.
There's some sects of the Mages Guild that still exist. You could buy a teleportation there if you needed. That's about as quick as it comes. That's usually how I travel, but that's costly. Otherwise, I would just take the main road, go through the crossroads, and you're there. Avoid the Spritewood, definitely.
Cheers.
Avoid the Spritewood. Sounds like something I said.
Smart
Sorry
person.
to interrupt. I have a couple spells that I noticed here. How much would it cost for?
And I'm gonna put down the scroll for Illusory Script, which is the first level. Magic Mouth, which is a second level. Silence, which is a second level. And the third one, Hao wants to keep as a little surprise, but it's a third level spell. But Hao's going to use it if he gets it. But I think it's a fun thing.
Depends on the spell. You can message it to me on Discord if you don't want others to see.
I sent you a text, Ryan.
Okay. An actual text or a Discord message?
Text.
Okay, I will take a look as you're doing that. Ah, okay. If you want to look,
That's
for
what
that
I'm
as
looking
well.
for.
What level is that one, Drew?
Third.
Third. Okay. So Illusory, it's there.
Yep.
Okay. It's there.
Yeah, I filtered. I used D&D Beyond and filtered by Illusory.
Oh, me too.
As you're looking through all of the different spells, Jakey, you said that there were 1 first level spell, 2 second level spells, and your specific third level spell, correct?
Mm-hmm.
As you're perusing through, he kind of has them separated by price and rarity and material used in the scroll. You're pulling a few out, setting them down to the side as if you're wanting to get these. A few children have now come to the other side, and parents with them kind of pointing at scrolls on the top. But when you're reaching through to grab the scrolls, Ren and Hao, you actually both grab, it's a very cute moment as both of you grab the same scroll at the same time because you both messaged me the same spell.
turn!
I won't say what everyone is, but you both touch hands, and there's several of them there, so you both grab your own version and look at each other and just kind of nod.
I just do that awkward.
Look, it'd be cool in my book. Don't.
Why do you think I'm grabbing one?
As
it's so good.
you both kind of flip the scroll, and that's when you go over and say, okay, so
How much for one of these?
as he looks down and says, okay, so let's see, we base it off of the string color, this, okay, okay, so are you looking for individual prices or the whole bundle?
I mean,
With a 10% discount.
For you, ma'am, yes.
Can I pass
We're
it on to
buying
one of
together.
these lovely friends?
You can roll a persuasion on that, and if anybody would like to help her, they can.
I would
I'd
love
like
to help
assist
with
in
that.
guidance.
Guidance from Hao. Ren, and how are you helping her?
Yeah,
Ren looks over and says, she really helped you out, and if she's helping you out and she's with us, then technically we helped you out too.
Zinnia, would you roll with your advantage and guidance?
Okay.
Heard a big laugh.
17.
17, okay.
17. Well, it was a 1, and then, so. It's,
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
got that.
I was like, you either get a 1 or a 20, and I don't know which one yet. Right, as you look up to him, you're like, come on, he's fine, you know what? Help a few fellow travelers out. Absolutely, 10% off the top. I'll keep that into account. You want so the whole bundle, or are you looking for individual prices?
Is it cheaper as a bundle or is it cheaper individually?
I would say it is
cheaper
as
as a
cheap
bundle.
as it gets with the 10% off.
I mean, I don't know if it means anything, but I'll buy all 4 if possible. And then, Ren, if you want to get me back in some way,
I'm looking for, and I'll show Ren like a kind of sketch of the tiny hut scroll that Hal's looking for.
If you see this, give me this and we're even.
If you're looking for all 4 of yours, plus his, I would say that would probably cost around 5,000 gold. If you're looking for only your 4, I would say about 3,000.
Really? Wow. Oh my god.
Yeah, Queen's taxes, man. Get you.
He understands. If you were to buy this in Kern, obviously it would be much cheaper, but...
You know what? I have a magic trick for you. Ren holds up the scroll and then does minor illusion and makes the scroll disappear. and then puts it back into the container and walks off. Like, Marcus can help me out better than that.
As you make it disappear, he's obviously very illusory based, as he goes, oh, as he makes a large middle finger in an illusory way, gesturing back at you. Understandable.
I'll have my mage hand fly up behind me and do the same.
He doesn't mean it
walk
in a
away.
rude way, as obviously you didn't either, just kind of playing back with you.
Brian,
Yes.
when Ren puts it away, and at that
Jesus.
moment, at that moment when the guy turns back to how I'm gonna attempt to nab that.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
What about staying out of trouble?
I'm always out of trouble. What are you talking about? Sleight of hand plus numbers equals 27.
Okay.
As you're both on opposite ends of this, Ren, you kind of slide it back in and close the door. And Pepper, as a master thief that you are, you actually don't let the scroll ever touch the other scrolls inside there. You have the cart open from the other side, and so as he sets it in, you just grab it out from the other side and sneak it right into your pocket as you're taking a look around. There's several children, and you're very small. They kind of block the path as you just do an audible, nothing for me here, before you walk away.
I'm not really
Not your thing. You have pocketed one thing, which I will tell you about whenever you want to actively take a look at it later. But how you still have the 4 in front of you. God, my thing did it again.
How
there's
just
something
like
wrong
holds
with
his
my-
little coin
Brian.
purse? Because How has money but not that much money, and How is just like,
If you're looking
yeah,
for more
he,
individual
like-
prices, though, that first one there, the first level one he points to, 100, 500 for both of the other two, and then it's the more expensive one that is 2,000. But I give you an additional discount, though I said I wouldn't, just generous that way, of that 100 for free when you were going to buy in a bundle.
Yeah, this is a little steep for my pockets. Oh well,
No worries.
another time, I guess.
Understandable. Perhaps you might find a discount store in Kern, though I guarantee quality will not be that of mine.
I mean, well, I hope I can find, because
How's gonna like hold the 3rd level one briefly.
I would look forward to using this, but what can you do?
And I just put them all back, and then How's gonna walk away, hands in pockets, and How's like putting up that he's not defeated, but How is absolutely crushed.
As I was walking away, I will go back and go, get at least one, and I give him 100 gold pieces.
You don't have to do that, Pepper. I mean, I
I
have
know.
enough of the cheaper ones. It's just that big one would be very helpful. But I mean,
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll get the illusory script one then, if that's one, because it's 250 for the 2nd level ones, or is it 500 for the 2nd
500.
level ones? Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll get a illusory script.
Okay.
And while
You-
walking, I'll start scribing it.
Have one scroll of illusory script for 100 gold. So he'll take that from you as off of your sheet, Pepper, but he'll take that. Thank you so much for doing
Including the
this.
discount or before the discount?
That's with the discount, of course.
Gotcha.
Right then. I hope that you all have safe travels. I have some children to teach and attend to, and good luck on your journey to Kern. Should you be looking for one of those mages, so you could take that alley there as he points across the main road onto the western side of the city. Several magical shops and bits and baubles over there you can find. I think the Mages Guild is towards the far end of that alley.
Okay.
Other than that, have a safe trip. Children! As he heads back down to continue doing more magic for the kids and trying to upsell them things.
Man. Well,
Hal's gonna start while we're walking, just like transcribing the illusory script into his book, like mumbling to himself about the sunlight, but then also like calling the dude a charlatan and stuff. After Hal was super excited, now he's just like, yeah, whatever. This guy thinks he's all that in a pack of chips. But I'm gonna knock 50 gold off my gold to get this in my book permanently.
Ren, go ahead and roll me a... Actually, Ren and Pepper, roll me a history check.
It's just a flat 16.
5.
5. Ren, you're not entirely sure. Maybe it's just your connections that you know in the city with Marcus. Those are some high prices.
Oh yeah, for sure. Without even rolling that history, I was like, no.
Yeah.
Rin will walk by How as How's mumbling under his breath. Be like, look, Marcus can get you better deals on things. He knows people in Kern. We can find whatever you want.
I just want ritual so bad. I have such a big empty book and I just want to use it, and it's just super cool. Also,
Once
that
we
guy was
get,
the worst.
once we get to Curtin, because that guy, that was outrageous pricing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I thought my 10% would go further, but that's not even anything.
I mean, what do you expect? These people are out here to get people's money.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun,
no.
isn't it? You didn't know.
Pretty cool, though. No.
That was really awesome.
Right?
I thought about buying one myself, just to see if I could try it. But later, you said Kern has a lot of things, and I want to save my money.
Yep, save your money for Kern.
Right. Where's the group heading now?
I think still to the library.
Okay. You think that the best way to go is probably down the pathway that he pointed out there. Lots of magical accoutrement, probably meaning books and learned things. So you do head down to the western side of the city, and immediately the kind of atmosphere and the people walking the streets changes. Far less leathers and tabards and more robes and nobility-looking clothing. There are still some children that are out and about in less than appropriate attire for the scene that you're in, just kind of rags and stuff, not anything inappropriate, just not quite as fanciful as everybody else around there. Several very obviously looking high-class wizard-esque people with long black robes, very much trying to show off that they are magically inclined. It seems to be a sort of status symbol to be around this area. And all of you walking through with your weaponry and whatnot get some small glances from other people, but you're also not the only adventurers that you see coming through here. You see a small band of people coming back the opposite direction from where you're heading. You're still trying to find just a bookshop. As you've gone through so far, you've seen several small magic item shops. Again, Ren keeps kind of saying, like, guys, seriously, it's nothing compared to what's current. Just hold on to your money as you're looking through. Several very Fred and George Weasley signs that have, like, magical things coming off of them. A small mechanical dragon that breathes fire and whatnot, and Robert has to continually be pulled before he's like, oh, come on, no, there's going to be more in Kern, I promise you, better than that, as you walk through. But you see another group coming from this western side wearing not robes, but adventuring gear, such as yourselves, and they actually look quite familiar. They seem to be the Unwilling that you saw before, all marked in various kind of appearances with their tattoos on their face and adornments that make them obviously look to not be the crazy side of the Unwilling, the more civilized side that is not undead and just blood hungry. Walking to, they don't really pay you so much mind. They seem to be chattering between each other. There's 4 walking in this group, the same 4 that you saw originally before the 5th one joined them whenever you started at the end. They seem to be walking back to the east. One of them themselves kind of looking at a new ring they have on their finger.
Ren's gonna walk up to them.
Okay.
Anyone in particular like stand out more than the rest?
All 3 of them seem to be kind of gathered around this one who's looking at a ring on their finger. He seems to be kind of showing it off as they're like, "Whoa, it's so gorgeous." I know, and it's amazing that they even did the work to put it on such a thin finger. Normally, it's so hard to get a dwarf to do something like. Can I help you?
Yeah, that's an absolutely gorgeous ring. Congrats on that. I had a quick question for you. You seem like the adventuring type. We're looking to get to...
You're the group that we saw at the end last night, right? She was doing quite a lot of... Well, the 2 of them were doing quite a lot of dancing. And you passed out in a bowl of porridge last night, I should think. They kind of laugh at Robert standing there.
Hi, it's me.
Very nice to meet you. We don't have an adventuring name that I know of. But if I had a quick question for you, we're looking to get to Kern the fastest way. You look like you've adventured quite a bit. What would be the fastest way you would say?
Well, I gotta say we mostly stick around here. However, Cherry, you've gone to Kern before, right? Yeah, I've traveled. I went through the crossroads, up through Eckerol. It's Eckerol now. All the way to Kern. Yeah. I went the main road. I was suggested to do so, but I heard you don't have to.
No, it's a good way to go. That's actually how I came through, but it is the longer route, and I was hoping maybe more adventurers would know some shorter routes, but that's quite all right. I'm Rin or I guess I should say I'm Isabella, by the way. There we go.
As the one speaking to you that had the ring on before says, nice to meet you. Is it Ren or Isabella? Seem to be confused.
Isabella, sorry. It's been a long morning.
No worries. We use pseudonyms too, obviously. So they kind of point to the fact that they are unwilling. Red, nice to meet you. This is Cherry, Lady, and Blue.
This is the group I travel with. This is Hal and Zinnia and Pepper and Robert and Celine.
As you look at all of them, their names seem to match their faces and the tattoos that they have on them. Red has kind of half of their skeletal figure tattooed in a bright red pattern on the right side. Cherry has 2 kind of round red cherries around their eye. Lady has that kind of trucker looking tattooed lady on the top of their unwilling skull. And Blue has the same thing as Red, but on the opposite. This kind of blue, almost Mayan pattern going off of the left side there, as they all kind of make acquaintances and bow and say hey to all of you there.
It was very nice to meet you. Does your ring do anything special, or is it just a gorgeous ring?
Well, I'm hoping to get it enchanted here soon, but I've had my eye on it for so long, and I have you all to thank for that. And recently came into some money, and boom, there we go.
Wait, us to thank?
Yeah, the gentleman that was in your party earlier, he's not with you now, but he was looking for you, and he was so happy that he found you. We took his quest on the board, told him where you were.
Can you remind? Like I said, it's been a rough morning. Can you remind me who it was? They introduced themselves clearly to you.
Yeah. They didn't give us a name, and it was. Did you get the name? Cherry seems to look over. No. Tall man. talked about you all as if you knew each other quite well. We didn't put you in any sort of trouble, did we?
No,
That
what did
depends
this?
who it is.
Yeah.
Zania, go ahead. I'm confused.
What did this tall man look like?
Well, he wore a hood. It was hard to see, but he,
Did he have a pen?
yeah, he was an adventurer as well.
Color pen.
Sorry, obviously, he was unwilling, like us. I don't think to say that often, but he was unwilling. But I didn't see any marks that would define him. Do you know an unwilling like us?
I don't.
I
Yeah.
knew a couple.
You know, a couple.
Oh, well, perhaps it was one of them. He had a very deep voice. I don't know. He.
Do you mind? Oh,
Go ahead.
Do you mind if I just do something instead of you explaining? I'm not gonna pry any further than this, but I can look through your eyes and see this person. It won't be harmful. It's just this individual, based on how my friends are reacting, we may be in trouble. But you did nothing wrong.
I
Don't worry.
100% did not mean to cause any trouble, and if I did, I don't mean for this to be blood money. As Red takes the ring and says, "Please, if you need to look, go ahead. But if you need this as condolences or payback, I meant no trouble. Truly."
No.
I
No,
trust
fine.
your judgment. You're fine. Just
How can you
and I'm gonna use
make Xenia or I see it? Because you don't know who we're talking about, of course.
yeah.
So Hao is going to take his coin, flick it in the air, and I'm gonna use detect thoughts. And then while Hao's eyes glaze over behind his mask, in both hands I'm gonna cast encode thoughts and grab both Zinnia and Pepper's hands. So basically, all three of us now can see the thoughts encoded because I'm making a tether for them to see through me.
Are you looking at one
Um,
specific person or all of them?
I'm gonna look at the one who seems to have the closest dealing with this individual. I basically want to get a voice. I want like hand, because they were obviously handed something. So basically any skin or bone we can see, any clothing description, anything physical, the location, and then the sound of them. Because I'm just gonna play the memory from their perspective so that Zinnia and Pepper both see it.
Sounds good. As Pepper, Zinnia, you hold on to Hao's arm as you begin to lean forward and just kind of almost aim your thoughts towards the one holding the ring, who seems to be kind of very willing to let you do this. Haha, unwilling. As just kind of leans forward, and as they do so, you get the surface thoughts of this individual that is very much just like, I hope so terribly that we did not cause any problems for this group. They seem so nice. They're so upfront. It's rare that anybody treats us so nicely. Just a lot of apologetic at the surface of his mind. Do you attempt to pry deeper?
Yeah, as long as they're willing to. And I guess I'm going to bounce to each of them because I can keep it going for a little bit. So just like get like surface thoughts of all of them. But I'm also like, while they're panicking, I'm just going to say like out loud,
breathe. You're okay. We just want to double check. You're not in trouble. You're
Haha.
not upset.
Funny, as you say breathe, one of them looks at you. Haha. But I get what you're saying. Sorry. I feel like something. I don't want to have caused anything bad. As the red one there up front seems to be all right. The other two, Cherry and Lady, also seem to be like, oh my god, did I mess up? Thinks Cherry, as she was the one who seems to have talked to him. Lady said, oh my god, did Cherry mess up again? Kind of thing.
Guys, seriously, I want to see this. This is annoying. Can you just show me the Unwilling?
wait, Cherry's the one that hired them. So then it's Cherry's mind I'm going to dive into.
Okay.
Because the second Cherry is just like, did I mess up? I had the closest dealings. Then we all just in that memory.
Amateurs.
As you peer further into Cherry's mind, Cherry seems to let you without any additional restraint, I guess. As you look into her mind, Pepper, Zinnia, you're suddenly transported into the vision of Cherry, and you've never seen through an Unwilling's eyes before in memory. It is odd. If you think of, I guess the best way to describe it would be, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, where you just kind of see like the soundy outlines of things rather than the actual person. They have vision, and it's not based on sound, but everything's just kind of a black and white silhouette of its real self there. As they're looking around at the table, you see the other three there, blue, red lady sitting at the table, as another one approaches with a hood on. You can't see much about them, but they have a thick accent to them. Think very almost Jason Statham as they speak. As their hand reaches out on the table, you see a bony finger slide across some coins that say, before you hear the accent, say, right, if you hear them come in, all you do is you light this little piece of paper on fire, and I'll come in. I'm missing my friends so much. Easy money for you. Good day for me and my friends. Get to do some drinking. They'll probably come in here and do some drinking on their own. Yeah, we'll keep a watch out for them. Happy. We were going to stay here all night anyway. Good to see another Unwilling. He says, right, yeah, it's very good to see you. I think I'm going to go search for him in another part of the city. You take care now. The rest of them all, okay, yeah, we'll be here. We'll light the flame. Before kind of fades back. Pepper and Zania, you see a very similar leather jerkin to what you saw before. The hood is the same, this kind of a brownish gray hood over. It is the armor and appearance and voice of Spade.
I let go of Hal's hand straight away and look around.
Go ahead and roll me a perception.
Oh, that's a nat 20. 21.
21.
Plus.
With a nat 20. As immediately Pepper looks around, hand goes to your knife instinctually at your hip as you just kind of dart back and forth, looking around the crowd. You don't have a great view, so you immediately just jump up to the side of a nearby building, just getting 10 or 15 feet up to where you're basically hanging off what would be the gutters of the building, though there are no gutters here. As you look around, trying to spot and see if you are truly alone here, trying to find any other signs of Unwilling or that armor, but doesn't appear to be anyone watching you currently.
All right. I'm going to stay up there at the moment because I figure that Zinni at least knows what I'm doing. I'll nod back to her with like a little sort of head shake, saying like, "There's nothing up. I can see nothing at the moment."
Good to know.
Did we mess up? I'm terribly sorry.
No, you didn't. I think. And I look at Zania, basically like a kind of like, we'll talk later. No, that was just. It was an old friend of mine specifically. I haven't introduced him to everybody yet. If they ask any questions, though, he's one of those friends I owe some money to, so he might come bug me. It's not a bad kind of money thing, but I've been avoiding. Yeah, it's a me thing. You didn't mess up.
Okay,
Jace
I hate to
really
be the
had
one
me
who
going there for a bit.
Yeah, I hate to be the one who tells you off to a loan shark. I didn't mean it. Please.
It happened. Hey,
No hard
look at me, and I
feelings.
show all my tattoos and stuff, and I'm like, hey, if it wasn't them, it'd be another one, right?
As Red kind of pulls open, and you see similar cultures, as you see lots of tattoos off of the rib cage between their leather jerkins and armors, mimicking very much how you have a bunch of letters. There's a bunch of symbols. Red pulls their jerkin open, and you see a lot of red tattoos and paint. Cherry does the same. You see basically a ton of small cherry tattoos, like a Pac-Man game, all across the ribs and bones, as they both kind of give you a wry skeleton-esque smile.
And you know what? Just for that, Safi scene suggestion right then and there. I'm calling it. Sorry. I know how much Safi loves drawing rib cages.
Give her 2 to draw, and Hal's tattoos, a bunch of stuff.
How is gonna Yeah, I was just gonna kind of shake everyone's hands, like like it was good to meet you all. Like stay safe.
Yeah, you as well. The one puts the ring back on. Go ahead and roll a perception for Ren, Xenia, Hao, Celine, and Robert.
Aurora,
Ooh, even with disadvantage, that's pretty good.
giving me a nat 20.
Am I allowed to
Perception?
guidance myself?
Aurora.
Probably not at this because it's a
Okay.
thing that just happens right in front of you.
That's fair.
Enema.
Would you get Ren,
A nat 20,
Nat
thanks
20.
to Aurora Anima.
Xenia, and Hao?
23.
23? Hao?
21.
3. 21.
Yeah,
Like,
21
why
even with
didn't- why didn't you
disadvantage.
just do 3?
Yeah,
Gotcha. Oh, you mean 5. Right, as
Anyone, right?
all of you then see the detail in this ring that Red puts on their bony finger here, just large enough to kind of sneak over the knuckle bone. It kind of rattles along the finger as they put it on. But it itself is a gold ring inlaid in Celtic symbols with silver all around it. This ring must have cost quite a pretty penny, even if it is meant to be enchanted later. The design is kingly. Pepper, you still looking out and around. You don't see any signs of Spade, though your hair stands on its ends. You're quite worried and very frightened.
I'm now on Overwatch.
Very nice to meet all of you as well.
Celine says, I gotta say, this is my first time meeting an Unwilling, and with no bad prejudices put forward. Anything that anybody has said has been absolutely thrown out the window. You are all the most lovely of people, and it's very nice to meet you. So they all say, thank you. You as well, Elf? She said, it's sure. Shakes their hands. Red then says, right, if that's it, I'll return to the inn. Maybe we can find him. Do you want us to try and keep him there if we do?
Wait, I'm sorry. What? So did you or did you not light the paper?
We did. We lit it as soon as you all walked in there.
And he didn't come.
No, he did. He joined us for dinner.
Oh.
Hey, Loki.
What'd you say? Oh.
I think
He wanted to
Just,
go see you all, but he just wanted to say thanks and celebrate with us for a bit before he joined you all. He was there last night.
Yeah. If you see him again, just because I don't have the money to pay him back right now. So if you could maybe if you guys are chilling for drink, don't go out of your way. But if one of us comes up to the inn and he's there, just give me a heads because I don't want to outturn my pockets. I got some things to buy. Gotta afford bread.
I got it. I don't really feel comfortable lying, but I'm happy to just not mention anything.
Don't lie to them or anything.
Yeah.
Don't. You saw us. That's all good. And you know what? It's my own bad for owing them money. Got to be more careful.
I hope that he's type to understand.
I'm sure they are.
Ryan, I know I was drunk last night, but do I not remember seeing Spade in the inn?
No, you saw another Unwilling approach, but it definitely wasn't in Spade's attire or look like Spade at all.
I'm so confused.
It was team.
You weren't paying a huge amount of attention, but nothing that would have been like, oh, the guy who wanted to kill us ran by. Sparked your mind.
Okay. Pepper, I don't know how didn't remember or even notice Spade in the crowd last night. And Selena and I were singing a bunch of songs.
Approaches underwear. Pepper's at the top, hanging off the roof. Is like, how did we not see him? You continue. Yeah. No, you're good.
Selena and I were up on stage for I don't know how many songs, and I didn't notice Spade in the crowd. That's weird.
Look, we've had a long week. Sometimes you let your hair go, you just don't notice things. We're in a safe place, like the Red Wagon Inn. I'm going to keep an eye out here, though. We should probably finish up and head back to Red Wagon Inn and figure out what we're going to do next. This might changes a few things.
I'll be on my
Sorry, go
toes.
ahead.
Sorry, I'm just gonna be on my toes extra.
Unwilling kind of essentially say their goodbyes and then head on to the east side of the city, leaving you all there.
Can I pull Robert aside?
Yeah, absolutely.
Robert, what is this about? It seems like you guys are in so much trouble all the time with all different people.
Okay.
Robert doesn't know anything about it.
I
though,
didn't
'cause
speak up there.
Zinni and have Zinni and I told Robert yet who it is? Because we saw it, but we haven't really said anything to Robert yet.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You didn't say. I was like, Robert knows who spayed it. Yeah, but you haven't said anything. So Robert, so Robert will continue to you.
No,
then
this
be
is
like,
just Ren going off the knowledge of there's
I don't-
someone with the group that isn't with the group.
Look, I don't know who how has or hasn't made relations with that he owes money to. That's not. I know you as much as I know how.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll talk to him if he needs our help.
Good idea.
Well, I'll wait and I'll keep it private in case he wants to be secretive.
The image of Robert trying to be secretive.
Once we part, Hao is gonna go just to the side, kind of wave, and go sit in an alley. Because through the whispers, Hao's gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna try and really listen to the whispers right now, see if I can get a beat on like any whispers on what happened last night, and then I'm also just gonna feel through my pockets and my bag because I checked if anything was stolen. But do I have anything that wasn't supposed to be there?
roll an investigation.
I hate getting a nat 20 on a roll like that. That's a 21.
21.
I really hate that.
As a perfect use of your character, as Verity did suggest it, down there and below, make sure you highlight messages so that Hao can hear them. As Hao, you think, while Pepper and Zinnia are speaking with Celine nearby, Ren and Robert, you just take a moment to yourself and think, I checked to see if there was anything missing, but did I see if anything else was added? As you go, Hao, you kind of sit to the side and reach through your pack, and you open your spell book, one that you were using just a few moments ago. Look through and kind of through the pages and see nothing. Or you open up the first cover page. You normally just skip right past that to look at the other spells, as there seems to be a small folded note behind the front cover. Close the book
Damn
back,
it.
set it in your pack.
I'm gonna unfold it. Hao's, yeah, he's gonna like slowly lift his mask so he's not looking through his mask filter. And Hao, now I'd like to think for like ambience wise, it's just whispers surrounding Hao right now as he's channeling and also really anxious.
As you open up the note and read it, or hold it for later. Okay, you open it up.
Oh, I'm gonna read it to myself for now,
Okay.
but so that everybody knows.
Right. As you you open up the note, you take a look, and in what appears to be very fine handwriting, not chicken scratch, not anything that was done hastily, very well written handwriting, says, "Son, I don't know who you are, but I know those who you travel with. You are with unsavory sorts, even if you don't know it. It is in your best interest and your changeling friends to leave. You've picked up another traveler on the way. I suggest, for your own life, that the three of you leave the Dragonborn, the cat, and the mouse." There's no signature on this page.
I'm gonna check how, like, really anxiously because he knows how this magic works. And if someone picked his book, I'm gonna flip to the place where I leave signatures to use sending with someone. Is there another name there?
Flip through. You see the same names that you saw before. You quickly scroll through the other pages that you did to see if any of your magic has been altered or tampered with, as small period out of place could completely disrupt a spell. Nothing else seems to be
Okay.
messed with, for lack of a better term.
Hal's just gonna kind of look up, responding to the whispers.
I'm not leaving. We're not gonna just bail. But whoever this is, oh man, I don't like this kind of game.
And Hal's gonna get up and return to the group.
Ren and Robert are currently conversing. Zinnia, Celine, and Pepper are near each other. Who are you going back to?
I think Hal's just gonna stand at the side and look to Zinnia and Pepper. And the second they look at him, he's got his arms crossed, but under one of his arms, he's got the note between his fingers, and he just like kind of holds it up so that like any passerby would be like whatever, but he's like, I have something.
Pepper, with your general vigilance, you saw Hal move off to the side in the alley, and you kind of kept watch, but were mostly watching to make sure you were all safe. But Hal comes back with the note raised high. You kind of move your nose and point to Zinnia that Hal has something. Before Zinnia, you and Celine turn, looking at Hal standing there. Ren and Robert still talking, like,
Surely Hal must have gotten himself mixed up in something quite bad. I feel bad for him. It's a rough life out there.
as Pepper. Yeah, you see the note. What are you doing?
This was in my spell book.
Go for it,
What?
Zinnia.
Just what you got there.
I hand the note to Zinnia, unfold it as I do.
This was left in my book. Whoever tucked me in last night was close enough that they could have slit my throat.
Oh. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. And I give the note back. Well, I'll give it to Pepper, actually, so Pepper can see it.
I'll get the ethereal tail to pop up, grab it, and bring it up to me.
Who wrote
You did this maneuver. Do you hold it up to the sun?
Um,
I just didn't know if that's what you were doing because you.
no, I meant like the tail comes up to me because I'm up at there
Gotcha,
and I'm
gotcha. Grab it as you read it on top, where you're holding on to the side of the building.
So I think we kind of laid out our history with you guys, but it's
Sort of
embarrassing to say you
interrupt,
missed.
yeah.
Mhm.
Let's finish our business and get back to the Red Wagon Inn. I think we should talk there. It's not safe out here. I can't keep an eye on everything.
All right. Yeah. Smart. Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting.
One word, assassin is it.
What? Celine.
Guys,
You were talking about somebody slitting. I thought that was a figure of speech. You're saying an actual assassin?
Celine.
Red
Yes, we can.
Wagon Inn?
Yeah, no, I think that would be a good idea, Pepper. We
Go.
got a lot to talk about as Robert and Ren come back over to how Robert says,
We have a lot to talk about, Ren. Or Hal.
I'm gonna like as he's saying that because I still have the memory strand. I'm just gonna clasp Robert's hand so he gets the memory and it snaps into him all at once. Like Hal just does it very like, ugh.
Pepper's face there, because they know exactly what's about to happen. As how you implant the memory in Robert's mind. In an instant, he pulls back.
Oh! Pepper! Zinnia! Spade is here! Where?
He grabs his spear, which causes a couple of gasps from the crowds nearby as an adventurer pulls out their weapon in the middle of this sort of civilized area. Says, "Show yourself!" Screams out. Celine kind of pulls her hands out as if ready to cast magic.
Ren is pulling a How and Pepper and is slowly backing off into the crowd. Like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry, my friend here is just getting unfortunate flashbacks to a bad memory at this time.
As
Robert, I
you're
grabbed his
basically
face.
like trying to calm the crowd and Celine down before you turn around. Robert's up like on you at this point as you're like, Robert, he says, no, Zinnia, it's not safe. He was here. He almost kills
Right.
you.
Right. Back to the Red Wagon Inn. All these people don't need to know this right now, and he could be anywhere. He could be that person over there for all we know. We should.
While
Who
Robert
you
freaks
point
out,
to?
Oh.
There's a crowd full of people. Who do you point to?
Probably like
You've just murdered a man.
just a random guy. Like
There is a man with he's one of the wizards that's walking by in really velvety suede robes. They're very nice looking. They flow. They actually go all the way to the ground. But the streets here are pretty clean, so he doesn't seem to have to worry about it. As you say, it could be that guy there with his kind of long, balding in the middle blonde hair that kind of goes down, early balding that goes all the way around. Robert takes a spear and says, "Is it you?" So he points to the side of the man and says, "I never."
How, while he does that, like runs over and goes, "Yes, it might be you." And he takes out a deck of cards and starts fanning it and doing like card tricks. He goes, "Now my friend over there says that he's thinking of a spade, but I think you're thinking of a number. Don't tell me, don't tell me." And Hal starts like go full street performer and then pulls out just like an 8 of spades and goes, "Your card was the 8 of spades, was it not, Robert?" And the second he goes to say anything, I cast silence on Robert. So it just seems like he's shocked.
Roll a persuasion real quick.
It's a good thing I'm good at persuasion. Let's go. That is a 24.
Ooh,
24.
Robert's insightful as hell, but
This is when the GFY happens.
quite persuasive. I'm saving those. As Robert begins to go,
I'm like calming him down by the shoulders now. Like it's okay, Robert, it's okay. Yeah, all these people are scared of you because of your spear. Just, I know. It's not your fault. It's not. No, Robert, you need to put that down.
he grasps you by the shoulders. Grasps you by the
Red Wagon Inn. I agree with you. We should go to the Red Wagon Inn. Right. Yes. Oh, yeah. I take his hands, and we just go. We're going. We're leaving.
You're pulling, and he's like,
Hal removes silence and stuff while they're like fully leaving and goes like Hal bows.
And so
like,
help
overly
me, chat.
dramatically. And that is how you do a card trick. And then Hal like flicks one of the cards up and it just like turns into little sparkles. And then Hal like walks away awkwardly.
I want to give you a GFY for, and that is how you do a card trick, but it could be a whole.
That wasn't intentional.
That's not a GFY at all. That could just be a catchphrase. As Pepper and Ren
I'm gonna
both
go back to my image.
slunk back, head in hand. Before Zinnia, you're pulling Robert, and now after he's like out of this thought bubble, and now he's into the like, okay, we're moving. He begins pulling you, catching up to Ren and Pepper. How you have to look at Celine, and both of you are like, before you just kind of rush off to catch up to everybody. As Robert pulls Zinnia up towards Ren and Pepper and says, "We have to get to the
I'm
inn
on the
now."
roof.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
on the
on
roof,
the inn.
by the
Okay,
way.
yeah. They catch
I'm
up to Ren.
overwatching this. I'm overwatching this.
Gotcha. They catch up to Ren then, who has slunk back away from the crowd. As Robert comes up, says,
Ren, you have no idea the danger that Zinnia and Pepper could be in. We need to get back to the inn right away. This is
So
of the utmost important.
casually walking next to the scared Robert. So again, like I was saying earlier, how much trouble has this group gotten into?
Okay.
As
In this sense,
Ren-
quite a bit. I thought it was you, Hal. But this is this is big trouble. You've heard about this before. This is
He's not silenced anymore, eh? I'm gonna grab a spoon out of my pocket and just fling it at Robert's forehead.
Okay. As you're up on top of the roof, kind of following along the rooftop here, you throw it at Robert, and it makes an
Something
audible
missing it, Ren.
as it hits almost like on his scales, like it would as if it hit a stone table. As it bing,
And then, shh. And then I pull up a second spoon in my hand just in case.
he's like, get down here.
Get the Red Wagon in. Don't let me come down there.
We'll speak about it there very candidly.
This is the day Isabella has the palm on the forehead. Like, what the is going on?
Don't make me throw another spoon.
Don't make me throw another spoon. At that, as we're heading back to the Red Wagon Inn, it seems as a solid place as ever to pause for a quick break. It is currently 7:56. I'm not going to do a full 9-minute break. That's pretty long. Or we come back at 8:03. So we'll come back in 7 minutes from now. Probably closer to 6 by the time this is done. Make sure if you haven't, go ahead and enter the giveaway so that you and I, whoever the winner is, can make a magic item that the players might get or a creature that they might fight. We'll be back in 6 minutes from now, and we'll do that giveaway right away so we can get right back into it. We'll see you all very soon.
Bye.
BRB.
Well.
What was that, Jackie?
Oh man,
That's
I was
fine.
muted that whole time.
Oof.
Long story short, entering the giveaway. I'm about to close it. If you haven't yet, follow the channel and do !Lud, and that's how you enter. You've got 30 seconds.
I'm method.
And all
app
those in favor of
for
having Ryan muted for the rest of the show, just do #RyboMuted.
That's true. People ask for that on YouTube too. They just want to see the hands, no voice. They just are like,
Get up on that.
Dungeons and catch these hands.
That's the game for the rest of the sesh where the watchers just have to guess what Rybo's saying.
oh yeah, it's just 100% a game of charades, D&D. Oh hey Loki, he's so cute.
Yeah, but ASL in which country? Because ASL in America is different to ASL in Australia.
You have accents on your hands.
Well, the different movements that represent different words.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, as I found out the hard way.
Pixel, is that not my job now? Am I not already a hand model?
B Joey 37.
But Joey,
Joey,
let's make a monster or magic item together. Hit me up on Discord or respond to the email. But if you're on the Red Wagon Inn Discord, that's an easy way to find me. Hit me up, and this week we'll make a magic item. You send a suggestion my way, and we'll go from there. Awesome. Congratulations. Make sure you enter for the second giveaway of the night, which is going to be the dice set from Drew that you can name and get inked in whatever color you want. It's amazing.
Just about, as long as I have the color to ink it.
Ink in whatever color you want, as long as Drew has that color.
I have a set of 157 different paints, so I'm pretty sure if you want the color.
If you find the 158th, you win another prize.
You get a second set.
I'll throw in an extra D20. How about
that?
Go.
Baby poo brown, please.
I've got it.
Everybody has a baby
the
poo
paint
brown.
or
It'd be weird if I didn't have the paint.
Please.
Right. Let's continue on. Right where we left off, the group was heading right towards the Red Wagon Inn at the time. Robert was kind of pulling Zania along after she was pulling him along, and now Robert's like, we gotta get there, Peppers. We need to talk. Zania and Pepper are in great danger, etc. As they're walking. Celine wants to ask questions, as I'm sure do Hao and Ren, but Zania and Robert are kind of doing the fast walk move, trying not to cause much suspicion, but you're going at a quick pace as you're going through the city. Is anybody saying anything along the way, or just trying to get back to the inn as quick as possible?
I'm just keeping an eye out for assassins.
Okay, sounds good. As you're moving through the city, since you're trying to move and look at the same time, go ahead and roll me another perception check.
Also, while Pepper is keeping point guard, I'm just going to be using sending back and forth with Pepper and I guess Ania because they know what to look for, of just like a constant, basically group chat of just like this clear. How's just like orchestrating that.
Give me a second. Let me roll.
See if you need to deck save accidentally falling off the roof because you're scared.
You again? What do you mean? What's going on? Who? What? Hey?
Uh-oh.
How?
Hmm?
What do? You just leave it?
Hi, Salt.
Get out of my mind! Oh my god! What have you done? Look! If you need stuff, I haven't got stuff. All right. Right now, there's no stuff at all. In fact, I'm even not stuff. What's going on? Seriously, who are you?
I am a representative of the Whispers, Salt. You are in favor with the Whispers.
No,
am
gods,
I?
no, gods, no, gods, no. Please, seriously. Oh, I mean, I had one god, and there was two gods, and there's 16 gods now. You don't even want to know. I can't fit a 17th in there right now. Please, no more.
I am not a god. I am someone working with Pepper right now to keep you safe. So I need your help. Anything Pepper wants to say to me, you need to translate to me when I send you a message, okay?
Pepper? I don't even know what the fuck Pepper is at the moment. Where the fuck are you? Are you in this pinky cloudy area that I'm in at the moment?
Pink. Can you describe the area in more depth of where you are?
Look, I don't even know who the heck you are. Seriously, like right now is not the time. Like, go bug Pepper if you know Pepper. My God, no more gods.
Stay safe, Salt. And slow down, buddy. You're gonna be okay.
Up the brakes, kid.
Okay, you all continue running unless Hao says otherwise. Great. Eventually, you all find that same alley that you went to before, where most of the taverns, the ale houses, etc. are. There seems to be some... not... festival's not the right word. This seems to be a day where everybody is out trying to sell their various breads in the streets. But not so much sell as give them away for free. Almost as if there is a anticipated pub crawl, and they're trying to say, come to our pub, check out these rolls we have, in their various manners. Some of them slathered in honey, and though the smell is quite delicious and enticing, you do have to pause before... All right, you continue on towards the inn. Pepper, you're now on the opposite side of the city. To follow them to the inn, you're going to have to get off the rooftops and go past the main kind of roadway there before continuing or connecting back.
I'll Mary Poppins over.
Okay. Pepper flies right over from one roof off to the other. Are you trying to be kind of stealthy, or just let's just get there and then continue on?
I will be trying to kind of stealthy because I don't like eagles coming from above.
Sounds good. You fly on over from one rooftop to another. You definitely catch the glimpses from a few people down below, but no one seems to care, I guess is the best phrase, before you continue hopping along the rooftops, before you see the tall 4-story Red Wagon Inn off in the distance. Are you trying to go back down and meet them in the inn? The rest of you all are just rushing over towards the innway at this point, through the crowded street.
I think I'm going to stop on top of the roof and just do a bit of a scout out, look around, see if there's anything unusual before thinking about going in again.
Okay. Are you going to go... Go ahead and roll me another perception.
Amazing. 11.
11. You take a look around. You're on the rooftops. Look down through the alleyway before you see your friends come rushing up and get towards the front door. Everything seems to be okay.
All right. Well, I'll let them get in first, and then I'll pop down, check through the window, make sure they're not being attacked by anyone, and then go in.
Okay. Zania, Ren, Hao, Robert, and Celine. You're now at the entrance of the Red Wagon Inn. What are we doing?
I'm going in.
Heading in? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody goes on in through the front door. The same kind of crowd that was there before has since been dispersed. There's very few people here. Lots of those kind of pub crawls are going on. You can hear some rushing from behind the kitchen where that elderly, unwilling fellow was there up at the front. Seems to kind of be like clapping his hands, trying to get people to hurry up in the kitchen before several barmaids come out with big, fluffy rolls covered in this kind of honey-like butter, rushing out as they seem to be late getting their enticements out onto the streets with everybody else. They all rush out and try and get more people to come into the Red Wagon Inn. But at the moment, there is simply you all, the staff that's there, and a group of humans that sit towards one of the windows out front. All of the windows are open, inviting the smells from the streets, because first time in a city in a long time, it all smells quite pleasant with all of the rolls being created.
Excuse me, ma'am. How much is it for that entire roll?
She just hands you one off the plate. They're free. Let's take one. Enjoy. Let me know if you want more. Kind of
Hal
looks
holds
at you
out his
quizzically.
plate, like already.
Can I have a few for my friends?
Oh, sure. How about she hands you like this serving platter, which on it is basically a waiter's serving platter where the whole thing is just pull apart type honey bread. Each roll in itself is as big as your hand. And think, I know everyone here has seen them online. Those really fluffy, like Korean cake type things that are almost spongy when you pull them apart. Those type of things, but rippable even. Very light as clouds and just covered in honey butter. And so as you touch them, if you're wearing gloves, you're definitely going to have to wash them later. Milk bread, there you go, 99 unicorns. As you pull one off, then you take the waiter's tray. She seems to rush back to go grab another tray to head outside to try and get people in and bring more inwards.
Before she leaves, Hal like swaps her hand with a he's holding the tray with both hands, but his little mage hand like appears from his shadow, emerges, and drops like a gold piece in her hand, and then Hal like skips away to a table where we're all sitting, and then he's just like pulling this apart, and like he's got it in and far enough from him that other people could, but Hal doesn't make the distinction of like, yeah, go ahead, everyone. Hal is just like ripping apart at his own leisure, just like munching away, like stuffing it under his mask.
Yeah.
Robert is kind of like, this. Okay, no. Okay, just one, but we do need to talk about what's going on here. Let's go to the booth.
There's the booth that you all sat at last time again. Oh,
We can go to my room.
Okay.
I'd rather be in a room for this conversation because I have a lot of questions as well.
Here, before we go to the room, then, if we want,
I'm gonna, while we're sitting at the rune, Hal's gonna take his little thread, and I'm just gonna make like a little dome around the doorway in case someone decides to like stand up to the door and listen.
you're gonna do that
a little
outside
line.
the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay, making sure you're doing that,
Yeah.
not the inn itself.
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna do the door in case someone comes up. Yeah, the door and the window are the ones I'm in a hotspot.
Okay. So as y'all head up to the room, Pepper, you hop down off the roof to go look inside. You briefly look through the open windows before you see your companions heading upstairs. You're not in the establishment yet. Are you going to go ahead and head on in?
No, I'll climb back up on the roof. I'll check which windows. I know the different windows of the groups. I'll see which window they're in.
Okay. You climb easily behind one of the alleyways that's nearby the stables there, up onto the roof of the stables, which gives you a good view into what would have been Ren's room from the last night. You first start by looking in Robert's. There's nobody there. You go to Zania's. But as you go to the window of Ren, it's open, lets a nice breeze in. You hear several footsteps in there before you look in. As how you're tracing the alarm around the inside, Ren, you close the door behind. And as you're going to the window, you see Pepper's rat-like hand wave at you from outside the window. You hop on in, Pepper?
I Depends. Is how opening the window?
Oh no, it's open
yeah,
like
how-
slightly.
how-
Okay. Sure, I'll
Yeah.
pop in.
Okay, yeah. Pepper hops on in. The whole group is there at this point.
29 Taft's Avenue. Output 5 pearls.
Hello.
Low key.
Man,
How
that-
did your alarm just go off?
That milk bread you were describing, Ryan, I just want some so bad now.
Right? I've never had it, but I'm assuming it tastes amazing. As I know,
Care package.
please. As how you finish kind of tracing around the windowsill and the doorway there, casting alarm from everyone. Hashtag professional stream. Amen. You're in for a real treat if you think that's us. As you
We
can
take ourselves only seriously.
only.
Yeah.
Alarm is cast. You're all in the room alone. Robert looks to all of you, basically saying, like,
Can we speak now?
Yes, I'm assuming we can, and we should talk about what's going on.
As How is like now How is fully taken off his mask because he's comfortable with everyone, and now he's just eating instead of being weird about it.
starts eating the milk bread calmly.
Yeah,
here.
you should savor that. Because there's a long story ahead.
I have
And I
to add to that after Zinnia Pepper explain what's happened, but I have new information for you all that I didn't think pertinent until now, but continue. Inform How and Ren and Celine of what has happened. They deserve to be in the know.
Celine, you don't know any of this, but
Yeah, no.
before we were a crew of 2 rat folk on Leonin and Unwilling team, and then later on Gideon.
Okay.
But when we first started, we kind of got into a bit of a mess with Keenak. I don't know if you know who Keenak is.
1 second. Never heard the name.
Oh, that's interesting. Usually people know who he is. Okay, that's kind of a relief. Anyways,
I'm from a smaller town.
well, we may or may have not taken his son's spear that he was infamous for fighting with. And that sent us on a long chase, and one of his assassins, Spade, came after us. And by the hands of Spade, me and my friend, we all almost died because of him. So, and then I kind of just like relay everything that happened after that, and how like, and then Robert left to bury his brother, and I think Spade even helped you know Robert.
Yes, that's what I feel I should add so that everyone is up to speed. I did get help from Spade. He seemed nice, wanted to help. I, of course, am an open book and happy to talk of anything as long as it doesn't cause trouble. In order to prove that I had no part in the taking of the Sun Spear, allowed their wizards to peer into my memory. And so Spade trusted me and in return offered to help me find my brother. He was very good at finding things. I don't know if I would have searched the desert for ages had it not been for him. He was kind, truly. He meant no harm, I thought, but he explained curtly and matter-of-factly that he still had a contract. You all stole something that belonged properly to the man who found it. I thought that perhaps if I found you first, I could just explain things, but I just thought we had time. Spade was... I thought he was headed eastwards. We headed north, so I didn't think it mattered. But we'd lose him, and once we had a moment of respite, then we could really talk, but we've been constantly moving, on the run for Mythka and everything else. I'm sorry. He's truly I think to be a good man. I don't know that for certain, though. He helped me. Why else would he have done that? He has a job to do. He wants to bring you back to answer to Keenek. I respect that. It's an honest bounty hunting profession. He has no intention to kill. He swore that on me. Now you know.
Thank you, Robert. How would you have known that that information would be pertinent? I mean, he wouldn't have.
Sorry. I should have just said.
No need to be sorry. And I mean, you're right. He's just doing his job. But we don't have the Sun Spear anymore, so we can't appease Keenek or Spade.
Celine says, so let me get this straight. So you did steal a spear?
Acquired.
Was it, I mean, you could be honest, was it stealing?
Things just happen to appear in our pockets sometimes. I don't really classify it as stealing. I mean, like, look, and I just pull out a small little stopwatch. No idea how this got here, but it did. So, I mean, it
I would
happens.
like to roll an insight
Ren, go ahead and roll an insight.
with my plus 10. That's a 27, my good friend, on
I'm
insight.
totally telling the truth, too.
Surprisingly, Pepper seems to not be lying at all, has no idea how this stopwatch gets there, but reaches into the pocket and seems to pull out what to Pepper is a random object.
Not the stopwatch, the spear insight of not stealing the spear.
Yeah.
Oh,
That on the other hand.
I don't care about the stopwatch. I care about this spear
No,
that
the
has an
stopwatch.
assassin
The important one's the
chasing the
stopwatch.
group.
Look, I had nothing to do with it.
Ren,
So,
that sounds
who in this
very
group-
bullshitty.
Oh, that's totally true as far as I'm
So
concerned.
who in this group did have something to do with it then?
Look,
Probably not.
Because clearly you have an assassin coming after you.
the spear was all to do with our our fallen friend team, who it was ancestral to him, and it was very special. And then of course a dragon took it from us. You can't make that shit up, really, can you?
A dragon?
And here we are today. Yeah, jeez. Don't worry about that story. That's a whole other stuff. I mean, we won't talk about kicking gods in the balls or traveling to other dimensions. And my gosh,
Ren's gonna move closer to Celine and further away from the group.
As Ren, you sit on the same side of the bed that Celine is, as Pepper, Zinnia, and Robert stand, kind of talking to the three of you, Ren, Hao, and Celine, kind of explaining the situation. Ren, you kind of side away as Celine kind of gives you the look of...
it's like literally impossible to tell someone a history and for it to be believable.
Right.
No, I believe you. I believe you that
giant
all these
rock
crazy
birds
things have
and-
happened.
Oh god! Look,
But,
long
my
story
God.
short, we got to keep moving. That's the key, right?
I mean,
Like-
if I can hop in here, most of your history I've heard through the whispers. I just kind of needed you to explain it. You guys don't seem that crazy to me. It's just now knowing that we're on the same page, that there is a unwilling assassin that wants to bring you to some...
Well, I mean, last time we talked to him, we didn't really feel like we sort of explained everything, and it was kind of like, there's not much we could do with the spear. So I don't know why he's sort of chased us again.
We would give it back if we had it, but we don't have it.
Yeah,
A dragon has it. What are we supposed to do? Fight a dragon to get it back?
I mean, yes, we should really take it back from the dragon, but I
And
think
die?
we did that last time.
Have you considered asking him? I know that's a dumb probably thing to put forward, but is this Keenak person like very unreasonable? Like what are they like? I guess is my question.
We've told Keenek. I mean, not Keenek, sorry, Spade. That we don't have it. And
Does this assassin know about me and how?
I mean, I'm sorry, Ren, did you read the letter that they left?
I
Didn't
turn
even
into
know
a
there was a
paper
letter.
football. I turn into like a little paper football and flick it to Ren.
Hold on. Well, I've still got it, I guess. So I
I
guess I
guess
pull it
you do.
out.
Never mind, I don't have it.
Yeah. Here you go.
They know something that's not public knowledge. Don't know how, but they know it.
And then, yeah, as you can see about yourself there, dude.
So he knows I'm a changeling as well. That hasn't.
I mean, that's information that not many people should know. Did you piss someone off and you've got an assassin after you? What about, why did you leave Kern? What's going on? Is this a twofer?
I've told you 3 times now. I have left Kern because Marcus told me I needed to go on adventures and find myself. I don't have anyone chasing me down to kill me. I haven't angered any gods. I haven't gotten into half the shit. Not even a quarter of what your group has. Don't turn this on me right now.
I have to
Why
side with
should
Ren
I be here?
I agree with you. I was really more meaning in like the metaphorical sense, maybe trying to find my God. I thought more like a spiritual journey. I didn't know that I'd actually maybe be able to meet, kind of like biting her fingernails. I didn't know that I'd actually be able to really meet one, and I just thought that was kind of. I truly thought it was more just a figure of speech when Zinnia was talking that you've actually seen and met Cumulonimbus. I thought you meant more like you've seen his power. You really have?
I mean, we've met at least 4, maybe 5 gods. You know, maybe we kicked one in the balls, but
I know.
you know, as you do when you introduce yourself to a god.
I'm gonna die with this group.
I know how Spade knows.
How?
Redwood gave us the warning that someone was following us. Redwood saw Spade. Spade has been following you guys, correct? Spade
Someone's
must
been-
have been there during the trial, because you were publicly outed as a changeling and there was nothing to be hidden there. That trial would have been easy for someone to sit in on. There was nothing secretive about it. It was in the middle of a forest with a bunch of people humming and chanting. That would have been the most vulnerable we've ever been.
And apparently last night he was here while we were all drunk, and we none of us even noticed it.
I must apologize. I should have been more vigilant. I rarely drink, unless given the opportunity. I should have been watching. This is my fault.
I'm gonna put my hand on Robert's shoulder. Robert, you don't need to apologize for anything.
I
At
pull out
all.
a spoon.
Like ready to flick it at him.
Fine. I trusted him. He gave me his word that he meant no harm.
On you?
So,
He said that he needed to bring you all in, but I truly, again, I thought that the ages from now and possibly that it might have been long forgotten. He rarely talked about it when we spoke. Only when we were leaving did he even mention it, that it was almost like a passing possibility, as if it was something at the back of his mind.
Clearly it's not. And now we are in the dilemma where we put all our new friends in danger just for associating with us.
so that brings me back to my question. Who here in this group is this assassin actually after?
Well, the note
No
says it
idea.
pretty clear. The note pointed out the Leonin, the Rat Folk, and the Dragonborn.
But if he was after the Dragonborn, then why did he let Robert go when he had him in his grasp? I think this is more deception. Maybe he's trying to throw you guys off. Maybe he doesn't like us being around you. Because otherwise, well, Robert's story is true because Robert would never lie.
What?
Then he should never have let Robert go if he was after Robert. It would have been smarter to grab him and then send a letter to us saying, I've got Robert.
So then it's you or me.
I don't.
And he doesn't know that you're you and that Salt's not here. But I'm looking at Ren and How, and Celine. I am looking in their eyes. I understand if you don't want to risk your lives for associating with us. It's if you don't think it's worth it at all, it's completely understandable. We're just strangers to you, and I wasn't even nice to you when I first met you both. So,
Tell you what,
whatever you make.
you have a really straightforwardness about you, Xenia. I respect that, and I really like it. I admire it, as a matter of fact. But why don't we ask someone we both can trust if this is a good idea?
Okay. Who would that be? I'm just double checking.
She goes over to the shades and draws them closed over the window. It's suddenly very, very dark in the room before she kind of thaumaturgies a little flame on a candle and sets it off to the side. The spark, almost like one of those lighters where it causes a little zzz between two metal points to light it up. Because, you know, Tempest Cleric like you. She lights a flame up. Ren?
No, I'm ready. Celine has been spayed the whole time. I don't trust that.
I know. I'm ready to throw my spoon. I am literally
so ready
here
for the
waiting
reveal.
to throw the spoon.
Celine grabs a small stick of incense and lights it on the flame from the candle and sets it next to the wax as it begins to kind of pour into the room. The small little flickering flame here gives just enough light to kind of see the edge of people's faces in this now dark room. The incense that forms a cloud on the ground begins to fly upwards towards the roof of the room that you're in, creating a small cloud of the incense burning in the air before you see a almost like a thunder or lightning strike above in the clouds.
Goodness. I guess. All right, fine. Celine, and I grab her hands.
I'm gonna ask Nimbus one thing. I think they owe me that much to see if this is the right path. We can ask any one thing that we want. I've done this before. It was how I knew to come this way in the first place. We can ask any one thing we want. We might be able to get a general sense of it. Nimbus isn't omnipotent, but it can maybe tell us a few things. You are a servant. It knows and has seen and been around you. It can make an educated guess here at the very least. And God's educated guess is going to be far better than even my inclinations on things. So, I want to ask it something, but I don't know what to ask. I think I want to ask, should I trust the lot of you? But I feel that that's too narrow-minded. I don't know. Maybe, do we go to Kern? Is Spade truly following us? Is he a threat? I don't know, but I know that I'm owed this. This is all flavor subtext as Celine is casting divination to where they can ask one question of their god and get, a general answer, possibly yes, possibly no, only if the god would be able to know it. But again, you are a cleric to Nimbus, and so has seen what you've seen.
I don't want to influence your ask in any way, as I have a bias. I think you should perhaps reach out to the three who are in danger, other two that are in danger because of us, and see if it's safe for you three to go on.
Okay. As she closes her eyes, suddenly the incense cloud roiling overhead begins to turn black like a thunderstorm, as a loud lightning crack slams into the wood on the ground, causing a small splinter to go flying in the air and a little ember to be stuck in the wooden floorboard where you all sit, causing a second light to be there before she kind of pats it all out. She's okay. Okay. I asked, is it a good idea that we travel? Are we all going to be safe on our own? Or would it be better to travel together to Kern? I thought that was good enough. I thought, that might give us a good answer here. I don't terribly know how to interpret the lightning. My best guess is that it's best to not split up.
Robert's like, it was good lightning.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, I thought it
Just-
split that crack and then everything split up when you hit it.
Yeah. Just how did you take that interpretation?
Well, I thought the lightning could have hit us. And that would have been very bad. A bad sign.
But it split the wood.
That is a good point. I've never been a studier of philosophy.
I told you I would help you get to Kern. I will keep my word on that, and I will help you get to Kern, and I will make a decision when I get to Kern if I stay with you.
See, I was thinking about that. Do we need to be in Kern? Could we find the information here? It's quite a large city with lots of magic users and such. Maybe there's a teleportation location. Maybe that's how we can get to my sister.
And if that makes it easier, we can find that teleportation, and I can make my decision sooner.
I forget who exactly. We talked to a lot of people today, but they said it would be expensive. No, the fake magician said it would be expensive. I have 63 gold. I don't think that's going to be enough to cover teleportation.
I have some gold from the job that we did together. I can help a little bit.
We don't really know until we ask how much it costs.
I
It might not be gold. It might be a quest or something else for us to do. If we have to, we can get gold from the quest board downstairs.
True. Very optimistic of you. Thank you.
I have a
Just
little
logic.
kitty of gold I've saved, so as long as it's not over that, I don't mind spending. I would just really like to find scrolls if I can to add to my book. The more rituals I can use, the more useful I can help. But,
Right. That was the point of today's journey, which we kind of diverted. Apologies. How?
it's fine. I honestly, when I heard the charlatans' prices, if that's the prices of scrolls in this city, generally, I'm okay to wait till Kern. It sucks, but I just
And I guess because Hal hasn't really shown everyone. I show everyone that I want to get the dome spell, basically.
because we travel a lot, so I want to keep us, safe and comfortable from rain. It's very useful, but it's tough to find spell scrolls. Not many people have them or have access to them. And once I convert them in my book, I can use them at my leisure. But there's people like that who decide that they're gonna, rack them up. Like even this illusory script spell it's useful, but for 100 gold, like I'm sorry, Pepper, you spent that much. It wasn't worth nearly that.
It was worth it, and I flick him a scroll case.
As kind of bounces between your hands with lightweight. Ren, you as well, notice the seal on the outside of the scroll indicating what spell scroll this is.
Pepper, you did not.
He did. It was his choice. And I flickered it to the air towards Hal.
Hal like holds the scroll in his palms and like just dives and gives Pepper like a big ol' hug.
Pepper, you were lifted up by this drow. You're small, and so drows are tall. Before you're kind of trying to do the pull away, but a hug you receive nonetheless.
It's worth it. And I'm gonna immediately start putting it in my book.
Hal ignores all that's going on and starts flipping through the book, trying to find a new page, which Robert takes as an opportunity.
See, Ren, here's what you have to understand. See, regardless of whatever the Thunder Lord speaks of, our gods,
As he points to Hal,
divined us to be here. We heard the whispers on the wind. We should come to help this party. I can't help but think that you showing up on the same day at the same time was mere coincidence. Think on that. We were told that this is the good thing to be doing. Would God of Whispers and chat steer us wrong? I think not. You're in good hands with this group. Truly, wrong has happened, and opportunities to correct themselves show up all the time. Perhaps you and I, and Hal and Celine can be here to help correct their path and put everyone on a good and moral standing. And I promise I will be as forthright with you as I have been since the day that I met you. No secrets kept between us, even the one that I just revealed, though you may think it was a secret. I promise that it wasn't.
I don't know. Ren's gonna leave and go downstairs.
as Hal's writing in the book, you hear the door close as Robert was talking to Ren. Ren seeming to have left the room for the time being. Celine sitting on the bed. It's very quiet as Hal begins writing things down in the book. What's everybody doing?
I'm going to peer over Hal's shoulder and see what he's writing in the book.
Hal, do you want people to know what spell you are copying down, or to keep it private, in which case you can message Alex?
Yeah, I'll kind of like lean to like show, because Pepper got it. Send a quick.
So currently the only person who doesn't know what spell this is Jakey.
And chat. You know,
And chat.
Chat doesn't either. But yeah,
Celine
so
or
basically, how as he's writing this, it's almost like when you see like oil like shine, like that kind of like ink, that sparkle. It's this black, almost to match these lovely jade ivory dice. Look at these bad boys. Whoa.
Level up dice. What can I say?
Level up dice. It's almost like when you join as a guest, you enter a giveaway saying, I'm going to win that giveaway, and then you win the giveaway. But that's very much what Hal's filling in, and he's filling in these runic symbols and things. And once Hal finishes, Hal stands and says,
This, I think, is a lot for all of us right now. So let's take a brief moment and go outside, and I want to show you guys something really cool. Just as a breather, and then let's get Ren and talk about this.
I think we should
Pause
stay.
on general world rules for scrolls. If you use that scroll, whoosh, it's going to vanish and disappear. So you're going to have to take the time to write it down and copy it first. So it's
I put it into my book.
No, it takes a long time to do that.
Does it?
Yeah. Copying spells over to a spell book takes time. You'll probably have to do a long rest before you can get a third level one in there.
Okay, then I will keep working on that.
Okay.
Well, if you guys want to just time out for a while, I'm just going to jump onto the roof and keep an eye out.
Yeah.
I kind of feel a bit jumpy at the moment.
I can imagine. I mean, someone knows we're here that shouldn't, and they got awfully close. So I think we're on a bit of a pseudo lockdown for a bit, I think.
I think we
mean-
should share rooms tonight.
That's a good call. I mean, I hate to be crass about this, but I might go to a store because, again, I was one of the people that they said run away. Because if I can get this spell, though, we won't need to stay at an inn anymore, and someone like that can't harm us in the night. I think it's worth looking for.
Yes, but we're kind of protected in the Red Wagon Inn. Like, even Kinak, understands the rules in here, so this isn't too bad a place to be.
Fair enough.
And then I scurry out the window onto the
Pepper,
roof.
you head up to the roof. Zinnia, Hal, Robert, and Celine are still in the room in the inn. Are you all kind of there, just resting, taking everything in that's gone on? Anything that you're wanting to do specifically? How I know you're copying the spell over. My general rule of thumb is 2 hours per spell level to copy it over. So it's going to take you
Okay.
about 6 hours. So in a long rest, you could be done with it because long rest is all light activity.
Okay, then I'll save the long rest because I trance and stuff too then.
Okay.
So I'll save doing that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go look to see if I can just find a scroll for and figure out the price of like tiny hut or something.
Oh, you're going to leave
but
and
the
go
whole
walk
time,
about?
How's just gonna be like doing check-ins with Zinnia and everyone. But before Hal leaves, Hal's gonna stop and try and find Ren. I'm assuming if Ren is still Isabel or Ren.
Okay. We'll pause on that. Zinnia, what are you planning on doing?
She wants to talk to Celine maybe if Celine has a deeper understanding of Nimbus than she thought. And I think that's about it because she can't leave the inn anyways. So
I gotta be
and then
honest.
maybe
I asked the same thing before I set off on my journey. And I asked it, should I head to the south? Boom, lightning strike. That seems like a good sign from the god of thunder and lightning. I asked it then, is there anyone in the forest before I entered in that I should find? Boom, lightning strike. There you were. I think that's a good sign, and I'm sticking to it. Could be wrong, but it hasn't steered me poorly thus far.
that is good to know. I've never done what you've done before, so I actually don't have like a basis. So
I can
thank
teach you how to do it. If it may take some time, but I could happily show you.
Oh, I would love that.
Okay, great. Well, we'll spend some time on that.
Thank you.
You are 7th level now, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then we're going to say the two of you are still in the room. She basically goes over the spell divination and how it works and how to do it and how to cast it. And she provides you with some incense so that you can burn it and cast it yourself. As you have the ability to learn divination, but having learned it from someone, you're going to cast it in her manner now. So whenever you do it, you're going to create a lightning storm out of incense that
Cool.
either shocks something, you don't know how to interpret it just yet, but that's how she showed you how to do it. So that's how you know how to do it.
Okay. That's very cool. So then, does that like a new spell? Like, is that a spell I know now, or is it like a ritual? Like, how does
All
nothing
clerics
really change?
technically know all cleric spells. It's just what they prepare that day. But this is just flavor of her having taught you how to do it. So we'll have to do it her way, as that's how she showed you how to do it.
Cute. I love it.
Let's go to Pepper real quick before we go to How and Ren. Pepper, you head on up to the roof. You're essentially on gargoyle duty at this point. You lay your body flat on top of the roof and peer your head over, just looking down at the streets. Luckily, the Red Wagon Inn is one of the taller inns, so there's not much you have to worry about from above. You're more just watching the other rooftops and the street below. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
I'm not good at perception. Come on. Should have an Overwatch perception bonus because that's a 6 plus 1 is 7. I feel like this is probably the best time for me to inspo. I'm going to inspo that.
Okay.
All right. Yay! 16 plus 1 is 17.
17. You're going to scan the streets for a while, looking out for anything that could possibly be malicious to you. Specifically, a dark brown leather jacket, the brownish gray hood, obscuring a figure you know to be dangerous to you. I'm going to go to Hao and Ren. Ren, you walk down first, and Hao's going to follow not too far after. Where are you headed?
I'm going to the barkeep.
Okay. As you
Is it the Unwilling again?
Yeah. So now that you've gone down there, there's more patrons here in the inn than there were before. There are several people that seem to have been drawn in by these delicious milk rolls. As you're looking around, far more humans that are in here. A couple halflings. The innkeeper up at the front is happy to serve you, but is currently busy. So if you're wanting to like talk to them, you got to flag them down.
I'll flag him down.
Okay. As they're seeming to be serving drinks, you kind of pull him over, comes over, and the jaw kind of hangs slackadaisically. As you haven't heard this person speak or talk yet, they seem to just kind of be doing gestures and motions towards the barmaids throughout this whole time. As you go over, it kind of looks at you and tilts its head as the jaw hinges before.
Quick question for you. Is it illegal to drink in public if I was to, say, take a bottle out in public?
Reaches under the bar and sets up a bottle that has a stopper that can be popped off and popped back on, like one of those little metal hinges that has a cork on the top, as if a traveling jug.
Could I get one of those with some wine? And I'm going to throw up 5 gold.
Grabs 5 gold. Looks to the back. There's a couple shelves. Points high, points low. Goes up and grabs a bottle of wine and basically sets a funnel inside there and pours what would be half the bottle of wine into this funnel. Seeming to be top shelf wine, half the bottle, 5 gold. Seems okay price, as he pops the cork back on and hands it to you. You seem to have a traveling half bottle of wine at this point. At about that time, How you've walked down and you can see Ren up at the bar grabbing a to-go wine. Barkeep kind of stands there looking as if waiting for another order, I guess.
No. All good. Thank you.
Or walking back over with its, again, kind of seeming to be magically adhered beard to the skeletal frame for helping the rest of the patrons. How?
I'm going to sit at the bar for a
As
little bit.
well.
Hey.
Are you doing all right?
I don't know. Is there anyone sitting directly next to us?
There's an open spot on either side of you. The inn is getting full, but not terribly. A lot of people are just at their specific tables at this point with other groups.
Gotcha. I don't know. I already live with a target on my back, and I don't know if it's worth it to add not just one more target, but seemingly countless targets from being with this group. I don't know.
I'm not really the one to give advice because I haven't lived the life you've lived. I'm a drow. People look the other direction when I do anything. But for you, people are constantly looking for you and chasing you, and I'm sure that's nerve-wracking. I do think, though, mistakes have happened. They seem like good people with their heart in the right place. And I mean, if that illusionist is any indicator, these streets don't care about us, Isabel. But they do. I mean, Zania even said herself, though she didn't like us, she's apologized every second she breathes now, because she had a horrible day, and was honest enough with us to say that she disliked us because of us almost replacing her friends. That's someone who I'd want to keep around. I don't know. but I don't want to sway you.
I don't know. Definitely need to think on it. And Ren closes up the. Actually, before it closes it, slides it over. A little sip won't kill you.
Fair enough.
How it takes a little sippy sip.
That's good wine too.
Is top shelf stuff. He bought good stuff. It's dry and not good tasting at all, as I describe all wines, because all wines are. The more it tastes like Welch's, the better it
The
tastes.
two Italians internally freak out, just like,
Oh no. Oh no.
Veramente.
Baba
The
Bope.
chunky Canadian goes, "How dare you? I do love wine."
It's called vino, all right?
My favorite quote from Peep Show, the British TV show, is a guy. He has wine and he goes, "Oh my god, this is so good. This is like the best wine I've ever had." I mean, it's not like a Coke or anything, but it's good wine. You know, it's. I was like, "Oh my god, he described it perfectly."
Oh, look, our viewership has dropped by 30%. He's from Texas, we're sorry. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go shopping for a bit. I'm gonna be checking in with everyone via messages and whatnot. So you're welcome to join me. You can stay here, but
No, I think I would love to join.
okay. And if anything happens, you just, let's say you squeeze my hand twice and we're out of there. I will use all of my resources to get us back here.
It's funny. I can do the same for us as well.
Then go team.
As you both kind of take a swig, about to get ready to leave, Ren, a hand reaches on your back as you're about to get up that kind of stops you from getting up, as if to hold you there. You go up before it kind of sets you back
Fireball
down.
on self. No, I'm just kidding.
That's how you answer all problems. Is that what you do?
Someone want to catch these McCanns?
Just making sure.
No, I'm just gonna continue to sit there.
As a hand kind of stops you from getting up, how you see and turn to look a bony man in brown thick leathers and a brown hood has his hand over Ren's shoulder and sits down on the open seat nearby and kind of looks at you all. Before taking his hood off, you see a large black playing card of a spade carved into his forehead and tattooed on the skull. Or he says, "Right, look here. You don't have to get up. I know that there's a problem. I assume you're astute enough to get my letter. I meant that as the best of warnings to you both. And the little elf chick that's with you. I mean, no harm to any of them. But you run with bad people. Maybe we should have a drink real quick before you go about shopping."
Is there an open table?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a few booths nearby that you could go to if you'd like.
Ren gives a nod and is going to get up and go towards an empty table, gesturing both of them to follow. I want to hear what this person has to say.
Okay. There's a few booths where you were sitting before. It's kind of in the back of the inn itself. Basically, you're in that middle booth where y'all sat on the front one, and there was the Unwilling on the far end. There's a middle booth where there were people in between you before. You're now sitting there. There's no other people in the other nearby booths, but Spade walks over and sits down on one side of the booth as How looks with his lion-like mane and full head of hair, just like me.
Hello, it's me, Zania.
Jakey, can you please RP all the Leonin men in the game? That'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, are you kidding me? They're literally just going to be Ben Stiller, but I will.
Please. I don't know if that's inspo or GFY worthy, but I'm just gonna leave it.
Both?
Both, right? Hey, one of each. Why not? I'm generous. Right. As chat's demanding inspo, so if you don't have one, share, take it because it was great.
I
As
don't, so I will.
Spade sits down at the table here. The area that you're in is kind of obscured compared to the rest of the building that you're in because it's towards the back of the inn. There's not many windows, so there's not like a way to quickly jump out from this booth. If you've got him here, you've got him here. As he sits down at the other side of the table between the two of you. Or not between, but across from you, Ren. How? I don't know if you join him at all. You haven't said one way or another.
How does, but how is, yeah, he's just like kind of tapping his foot like, I don't like this, but yeah, I will.
As How kind of tentatively slides in across the booth from Spade next to Ren. Spade's got his kind of bony fingers together as he kind of waits for either of the two of you to say anything.
The first question I have is, when did you learn about me and what I am?
Yeah, saw a bit of changing happening, Forrest. I went to follow you, trying to speak with you on your own. You actually,
he holds up half a sock that is on, like, that seems to have been burnt.
You actually nearly let me up, but
I mean, you should know better than sneaking up on a changeling.
didn't know you were a changeling at the time. Thought I would introduce myself, but now I know better. Truly could have been better introductions, but that's how I knew of you. And then you there, I saw you approaching when I was following Robert back up to the mountain cave.
I guess my next question would be, what do you want with, and who do you want with the other group?
It's like I said to the Dragonborn one, I don't want anything with him, but I am paid to bring those who gave the spear to Ithaca. From my boss, I gotta bring them back. They're meant to stand trial, all they've done is run. I think Kinek will allow them trial by combat, but with the best of odds, that's not a good option for them.
How much
Either
you get
way.
paid?
Say what now?
Oh no, finish what you're saying, and then Hal will ask his question. Sorry, that's a Discord thing. I keep
yeah.
overlapping, and I'll
No.
say something. When you talk, I hate it.
No worries. In real life, you can kind of overlap and have multiple conversations, but Discord has the downside of only one person can talk at a time. Only one. And so, yeah, he could. Look, it's not good for him, but they didn't do anything right, and so I'm gonna say that it's not deserved. Truly sad, but they're telling the truth. I know they didn't mean it, but they still did something wrong. They stole. They gotta pay for that.
How much are you being paid to bring them to this key neck?
I'm getting paid 10 a head. Obviously, in this case now, he wants the heads on the bodies.
10,000?
You see a kind of cracked grin on his skeletal face.
Yeah, no, 10,000, not 10 gold, 10,000.
I was gonna say I could give you money to leave them alone, but I can't pay that much.
Honestly, if you can convince Robert and the elf chick to get lost, this is done. I call it in. Keenak comes here. They talk here and now. I haven't told him that I've found you all. I've been waiting for a courtesy for the Dragonborn. He got caught up in this mess. It's not his fault.
I'm misunderstanding what he's saying. Ren's like, the As far as I know, the Dragonborn died.
The black one.
Robert.
Yeah.
No, he had already said that you knew he was no part of this, and that Keenak now knows he was no part of this, correct?
That's harder to convince my employer of. So it's just easier if Robert wasn't here. If Keenak gets to stand trial for at least one or two of them, then he'll probably back off on the rest. But he is an angry, angry little lizard.
So say theoretically, because I want to hear all of my options. Because you want us to walk away, then you take
Preferably.
Zinnia and Pepper. Say theoretically we give you the bird. Then what?
Then you're with them, and as a professional courtesy, I tell you, they don't pull punches.
So it was you who went in my room last night.
It was. Easiest way was to just slip you a note. But you look cold. Thought I'd give you a tuck.
You're an interesting individual.
I'm professional, as I like to say.
I'm this close to wanting to cast Reduce on him.
Just a little anatomy skeletal doll.
and punt him. This close.
How long do you need till we answer? Because, I mean, you're asking us a very, very heavy question. And if you want an answer while we're sitting here, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous.
Not a problem. If you travel with them to Kern, stay with them, I'll assume I have my answer.
And okay, that is an arrangement. I have given them my word that I would get them to Kern. I have also told them that I would make my decision in Kern as well, so it's fair. But can I have your word that you won't attack or do anything until we get to Kern?
As I said, the Dragonborn is now a friend. Wouldn't do anything that would harm him if it can be avoided, but
You're skirting my question. If I'm saying, will you leave us alone until we get to Kern?
I will absolutely leave you alone. But I'm not going to leave you.
It's fine. You can follow us there. I just want your word that nothing will be done until after Kern and we can make our decision there. I have given my word to them, and as a professional courtesy, as you say, I would like your word as well.
Yeah. Shake on it. You grasp his bony hand and shake it. Has surprising strength for lack of muscle.
So their sin, if you will, the reason you were hired, has to do with this spear. And it's far be it to me to understand all of this. Theoretically, if they get back the spear or something of equal value in your employer's hands, does that make your contract null and void, or is that up to your employer?
Good luck finding anything of equal value. If you could, I'm certain he'd probably see reason. Could go for the Blade of Heaven, I don't care. Find that, he'll be very happy. But other than that, spear might be your best bet. I could maybe convince him otherwise that way, but that's not really for me. I'm just hired to help find people. It's his counselors that he listens to most of all. I'm not a lizard folk, so he doesn't trust me as far as he could throw me.
Well, I guess we have a lot to think on.
Indeed.
He goes to shake your hand as well, Hal.
I shake his hand begrudgingly.
You can kind of tell. He gives a bit of a smile, or he stands up at the edge of the booth, looks back. It's probably best if they didn't know this happened, or they'll kick you out too. I had lips. You get it. Or he goes walking over towards the back of the inn, towards the cookery area.
I don't know why I have trust in his word for someone I don't even know.
He is oddly loyal and patient for someone being hired by, as he describes, an angry lizard. He might care about Robert, but there's something he's not telling us.
Mm.
Let's go shopping. By the end of the shopping spree, I want to decide if we tell them what just happened. But
Good plan. And Rand's dunk. Clunk.
Ren drinks heavily as Zinnia, you continue to speak with Celine about the divination spell. Pepper, at one point, you see Ren and Hao actually leave the inn, heading off back towards the way you came, seemingly to head towards that same magic district that you went to before.
Oh, God. Didn't we tell them to stay? All right. I'm going to follow them at a distance up above.
Okay.
Out of sight.
Sounds good. Pepper, you glide pretty easily with your ratfolk nimbleness from one rooftop to another, not even making noises as you're jumping onto the clay tiles. Easy for you. You're very lightweight. As Ren and Hao walk through the streets, heading over to try and find a scroll that will suit your needs. There are several shops here. Again, even though you're traveling through this, the more Ren drinks, the more you hear every single time, like, current shops are way bigger. As you travel through the town
Most
here.
definitely. Rin is shitting on this magical area. Like, I can't believe they even suggested getting a teleportation spell here. Like, you're paying like 4 times what you would incur.
As you'll continue to walk, there's one particular thing that it just irks Ren to their core. Specifically, there is a clothing shop that seems to be for magical clothing, and there is a curtain on top of it that seems to move animatronically as this wooden figure stands there, and a curtain, and the wooden figure is now in a different outfit. Opens and closes and is now in a different outfit, advertising different clothes. But Ren, this is the oldest trick in the book. Oh my god. There's the ones in Kern dance when they is basically like this is amateur hour here. Magic. Wow. Just fools. As nearby, there is a small, seeming to be understated bookshop that you could go to if you'd like. It has large open glass windows on the front of it to where you could peer in. Lots of natural light that seems to let you see into the bookstore. There's a young woman sitting behind the counter reading, seemingly to herself. That flips through. Are you wanting to go in and see if you can find some scrolls in there, or...
Yeah, how's gonna? Because you mentioned there's like the Mage Guild where I'm assuming they sell things. So how's gonna dot his I's and cross his T's. He's gonna check at the bookstore. How is also gonna keep an eye out for books that may interest like party members as well. Because How is not a super avid reader, but knows like reading brings other people like contentness. So if he finds anything on like Nimbus, storms, like god, like magic, or if he finds anything on like fashions, pyromancy, or things, or
All
even to the
things.
extent of yeah, basically like Hal's looking for like books that would correspond to the person's individual interests,
Got
like
ya.
even things like on like sneaking, thieving, or stories about that. Yeah.
As you head into the inn, Pepper, you immediately do the kind of bridge of your nose, semi facepalm, as this inn has, this store has no place for them to hide if they needed it. This is the most inopportune area to be right now. You are literally essentially on display in here as all the shelves go the wrong direction to hide you. You would never enter that store if you were in hiding in a million years. As How and Ren walk right in. How, as soon as you open it, the small little bell ding, 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 kind of opens up. The woman behind the counter immediately closes the book. Can I help you, gentlemen? Oh, and gentlewoman, as Ren then follows in after How. Can I help you?
Do you have this scroll?
And Hal puts down. Hal's just gonna kind of put down a general like list of like ritual scrolls, but like Tiny Hut is circled, but then there's all sorts of other ones that Hal has like researched and looked for.
And
I will
if
stop you there.
can,
We are not a magical scroll-carrying library, but we are a history book. If you should like, you can go down the road. The Mages Guild and the Sect of the Adventurers is off the corner. It's small, round building. Almost looks like a castle tower wall. Stands out quite a lot on its own. It's a very ornate.
Okay. Thank you. I guess my next questions would be, do you have any books on the god Nimbus? Do you have anything on the tomes on the chatter and whispers? I'm just gonna take a quick peek around, but if those two you find anything for, I would appreciate that.
And then Hal's gonna start walking around and looking through for anything that would correspond to any of the party members, things that they've mentioned or aspirations.
Ren, what are you doing during this time?
Well, after Hal goes off to look for things, Ren goes up and do you have any books on love?
This is, it depends what you mean. We have the history of the kingdom, the line of Amelia. We have lineage books, if that's what you mean. This is mostly a historical.
No, that's all right. I'm gonna go meet up with Hal.
Sorry. As you head on back over to How, go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Oh, can I guidance?
Sure.
Ooh, unnatural 20 total from dice, 16 plus 4 with a +1, so that's a 21 with guidance.
As you begin scrolling through the books, kind of pulling off the spines, trying to look through some of them, seeing if there's anything of particular note around any of the gods, anything that might be particularly valuable to you. Off in the corner, you see what seems to be a relatively worn book, I guess. It's bound in gray leather, and the spine itself is kept very well. Compared to the rest of the books that are in here, this one, yeah. Compared to the rest of the books that seem to be very well maintained or frequently used or rented or borrowed, this one kind of catches your eye for some reason. As you take a look at it, you begin to hear something coming. Ow. Go. Get the book out. Look. Get it. Or you see it off in the corner. You pick it up?
Yeah, Hal's gonna pick it up. Hal originally was like, I'm gonna get this for Robert, and now suddenly Hal's like, uh-oh. But yeah, Hal's gonna grab it.
As you tip it off on the corner, you suddenly hear A loud thump and a thud. Kind of step back as dust. You turn back and look at the shopkeep, who gives you a wink. Before a door opens behind the bookshelf.
Ren's excited.
Pepper, you look in. This is in full view of everything, but suddenly the windows on the shop begin to go from clear glass to faded and frosty.
Well, shit.
How you turn, the room gets suddenly much darker as the windows
How's
are now
going
covered.
through that secret door? Yo, is this our first Whispers cult? Is this our first Whispers cult?
Do I hear this?
Channeling.
He's
your
so
inner
loud,
Aiden.
you just.
How's going down those stairs? Just like
How you look down, there seems to be a spiral staircase that leads further down. You heading down?
oh, you know this dumb boy is heading down those stairs. There could be a dragon with a loaded magnum down there, but you offer me a secret staircase, your boy's going.
Sounds good. As you head on down the spiral staircase, Ren, you turn back and look at the shopkeep, who is currently flipping through her book as if nothing is happening. Do you also join? Okay. You follow, and as
Most
soon
definitely.
as your foot steps onto the first stair, you hear as the bookshelf begins to close behind you. Pepper, you suddenly see...
I say to How real quick. I say, we're gonna die with the group. Might as well die down here, right?
Pepper, you suddenly see the coarse glass window fade to transparent, and you no longer see your friends How or Ren inside the bookshop.
Crap. I jump down and storm into the bookshop.
Pepper, with a quick ding, the shopkeep kind of closes his book. May I help you, Ratling?
Where'd they go?
Do you pull the dagger out?
Oh, yeah.
Who? Who are you talking about? Wait.
I throw
I have
the
money.
dagger right past him into the wall and pull another one. Where'd they go?
Slams. Roll an intimidation. At advantage, because you're literally throwing a dagger at him. That sounds pretty rad.
Intimidation is +2. And I rolled 2 5s. Really? 7! Yeah!
Give me 2 seconds here.
Jeez.
Get out of my shop!
Whoosh! As you
With
are
your
transported
damn butter
straight to hell.
It's gonna be like
Oh,
the
I see you played Nightly Spoony before. Shit.
I was getting the vibe of the pet stores in the Harry Potter games where it's like, what are you doing sneaking around here? Out of my shop!
As you pull the dagger up to her throat, you hear a sudden a wisp, as if magic is spun. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 7. Her hand
No inspiration.
wisps upwards as suddenly you go to like pull the knife to her throat to really drive home the intimidation threat. As you try and move, you feel your body paralyzed or held in place as the glass fades to course once more. The shopkeep, with her large brown curly hair that seems to stand up almost like an afro as she pulls her hand upwards towards you, she throws the dagger off to the side and begins grasping rope from underneath the counter and tying your hands and feet together. As at a pause there, Ren and How, you're now in this stairway that leads downwards.
Sorry. Pepper getting tied up. That's great.
Alex is just
All
like,
right,
I'm
now-
gone.
All right, Hal, what are we doing down here? I mean,
Isabel, if you see an invisible staircase, you do not question the gods why there is a hidden staircase. You just accept that there is a hidden staircase, and we go down the hidden staircase.
okay.
Start heading down.
Yeah. Also, I am at this point gonna do sending. I'm going to, even though I know it's gonna be a terrible, terrible result, I throw a message to Salt and say,
Hey, we're going down a secret staircase in a book stop. You want us to pick up some eggs?
1 sec, let me roll. That was perfect timing too. Wait! What are you doing in my head? Where the heck are you? You're not even in the bookstore. What's going on?
Oh, hey, Pepper. Yeah, so we just went into the bookstore. At the back there was like a secret tunnel. So we're in the secret tunnel.
Can you get up here? I'm under some kind of hold spell with this friggin' shopkeeper who won't tell me where the heck you are.
Pause as how you were messaging Salt, correct?
Well,
no,
there's
I
Salt or Pepper.
message to Pepper, but
Okay.
Salt or Pepper respond.
Okay. Making sure.
While How is walking up the stairs, also I sent a message to Zinnia.
Hey, we're currently in a secret staircase in the back of a bookstore. It's wild. Do you need us to get anything?
Be safe.
Okay. Zinnia's like, I'm learning divination. Screw you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out like through the little bookshelf thing, and then just like finger guns to the bookstore owner.
Well,
Go
oh, so you're
with
gonna go
us.
back out?
I'm just gonna quickly like pop out just to get like so Pepper doesn't get like cut mouth to butt by this whoever this
If
person
I get
is.
stuck in this secret staircase,
You
Well, I'm
look
not
up.
opening the whole thing. I'm just popping my head out.
You look up
I'm assuming I can.
to the stone wall that moved
Oh,
in its
no.
place behind the bookshelf, and see no lever, no way to push this open. But you could definitely push against it and see if it opens.
I'll push against it, and then I'm gonna send a message to Pepper.
Ren, also, it
Say
is
that-
very dark for you, by the way.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have
light a
no.
torch.
I say to Pepper like through
You again? What the heck's going on?
No. I'm going to try and hope. Point out to the person in front of you that there is a dusty gray book on the top right shelf in the third row. Just point that book out and say, that's the book we touched. That's all you got to do.
There's a giant whale. I don't see any books.
Oh, no.
as How is gonna try and push on the wall, and if nothing happens, How is just gonna run down the stairs.
It does not seem to budge. Before, yeah, you suddenly notice, oh, whoa, hey, I can see great in here. I'm a drow, as it's quite dark. But then you look for Ren fumbling through their pack, not able to see anything, seeming to just reach their hand in through there. You said you were going for a torch, correct? Okay. Before you see Ren pull out a small torch and
Prestidigitation.
light it up. Around
Hey,
you
so
is
Zinnia-
a stone staircase
Oh, never mind.
that
Continue.
leads further down. Are you looking any further or still staying up at the top where that stone wall is from the back of the bookcase?
I'm gonna boot and scoot and boogie down, but while I do, I'm like,
Hey, Zinnia, so, I think Pepper is in the bookstore, but I think something happened. So if you got a sec, can you come to the bookstore and help Pepper? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
Split the party, unite the party, but split.
What bookstore?
It's like a cute little nook one with like glass walls. The glass might be like fogged over. It's on street, and
It's on that same eastern
Also-
street we went before when we were looking at magic items.
yeah.
Are
Also,
you talking
how's
to
it going?
Zinnia?
I
Tell her the
turned
magic
to
here sucks.
also Isabel wanted me to remind you that the magic here sucks, even though we're now in a cool back bookshelf.
No, this part's
secret
cool.
tunnel.
Right. Got it. Road. Bookstore. Pepper stuck. Be there soon.
Did you tell her to bring the others so she doesn't come alone?
You should bring the others also, so you don't come alone. And if you see any of those like honey buns again, like I'm not gonna be upset if you grab a tray.
Wasn't planning on going alone. Definitely bringing some for the road.
You're my best friend.
Obviously, I'm gonna get those
That's
things
the
for
last
you.
message
Yeah.
You're my best friend.
And down the stairs.
As pause there, Pepper, your hands begin to be bound before your feet are also tied. Before you feel the spell kind of drop itself as you fall to the ground, but right before your head hits, the shopkeep kind of holds the rope up, preventing you from falling down to the ground, as you have since been essentially hogtied here. As the shopkeep then gently sets you down and holds her hand up as a purple wisp flies upwards between her fingers, where she says, "Now, why are you in our store looking for somebody that came in earlier? They obviously didn't want you here. Why are you here with them, or chasing them down with your knife? I think I should turn you into the authorities for threatening a shopkeep."
All fair and valid points. They're my friends. I was keeping an eye on them. You made the windows go dark, and now they're gone. What am I meant to think?
I did no such thing. I sat here. I was reading my book. I haven't had a customer in hours.
Oh, that's a lie. You had 2 customers come in.
What did they look like? What were their names?
I give them a quick description.
What were their names?
Sure. Hal and Isabella.
Right. I can't say I've seen anybody like that, and I gotta be
Well-
honest. An upstanding citizen such as myself, who sells books and has been here for years, the guards are gonna believe me.
That's fine. I'll find them. And then you'll be regretting that. Because no one lies to me.
We shall see, I guess. Before she takes her
Yes.
hand and kind of does this little push. Before you see, looking to the side underneath the actual desk here, she pulls open this little hatch and with magic sends you sliding down essentially a chute that goes downwards below the shop.
As a reaction,
Yeah?
I'm going to go, amazing! And slide her down the chute as well.
You're going to use your Faith Thief stuff?
Let me roll a d20.
Yeah.
Hey! 20 means I get to use it again.
Hey, solid. You get it immediately brought back.
So she's going to slide down with me.
As she opens the chute and magically pulls you, you say, "Hey, neat!" As you whoosh, the two of you go,
Oh no!
sliding down.
This is why we are always in trouble.
Zinnia, you say, Celine, you say, "Hold on, I'm getting it, but we've got something we need to do." Robert, would you mind coming with us and essentially get them to move on towards the bookshop? Chat wants to give you an inspo, so if you don't have one, absolutely take one
I'll
else.
definitely take one. I need one. Thanks, chat.
Wow.
That was unreal. That was so good. I forgot you could do that. That's the funniest thing ever. You pulled like a Grinch on her.
Pull the Grinch.
That's brilliant. Oh my god.
As Robert says,
Fantastic.
Is everything okay, Zennia?
Yeah, How and Ren are shopping in a bookstore somewhere, and they said the secret tunnel opened up, and I guess Pepper's stuck in some trouble at the front, so I think we're just gonna help Pepper out real quick.
Do we need to be
Maybe
in a
a tunnel.
rush?
Yeah, it sounded like Pepper might have been tied up,
Oh,
so
um,
assistance.
okay, yeah, let's go then. Before
Yeah.
the three of you head on back towards the western side of the city. I'm gonna go back to Ren and Hao here. As you're walking down this spiral staircase, what seems to be on one continuous side, every time you go a full 360 around this spiral going downwards, this staircase isn't so much stairs and level as it is a slow ramp that slides itself down, but not steep enough to where you can actually slide. It's just a slow ramp that goes down, very smooth, but very segmented as you go along. Only Rybonator can host 3 separate groups so masterfully. We'll see, I guess, as you're going down the spiral. But on each side, there is a small stone dragon with purple amethyst eyes, statues in the wall.
So you weren't lying when you said, "Hey, dragon with a magnum."
Bang,
Yeah, for real though.
bang, bang. As
So
yeah, you see the first one and you think that's odd, but then you see another one and go back up, as seems to be a repeat of that statue going downwards.
I mean, maybe it's indicating that we're getting farther.
Continue to head downwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send another message to Zennia, say,
We see dragon statues. So if you see a little dragon statue on the staircase, you're going the right way.
Before we leave, I use prestidigitation to turn the nose of the dragon green.
Okay. Sounds good. One of them.
Well, because I have a theory on what's happening right now.
Okay. You go to one of them and touch it with your finger, and as you do so, you turn the stone statue's nose into a jade version of itself in an illusory way before you go down to the next one, which is lacking said nostril in that manner.
Before the one communicate with How, how did you get access to that secret tunnel again? Just so I know.
Yeah, if you go to the back of the library, there's a gray, dusty old book. Just pull it down, like murder mystery style, and then it's just going to open up. The lady at the counter is going to give you a cryptic wink. And yeah, that's how you get in.
All right. Thank you very much. See you soon.
See you.
Like
Miss you.
nothing's happening.
As you continue to go down the stairs, Zennia, Robert, and Celine walk further towards the magical side. As Pepper, you finally, after what seems to be a solid minute of sliding
I
down...
can jump in that solid minute, Ryan.
Absolutely, you can.
So, how well does she know Ratfolk? Would she have tied up my tail?
She said Ratfolk or Ratling, as if she didn't know what to call you. So your tail seems to be open and free.
My tail, with its amazing gift from the dearly beloved Bypass team, is going to cut its way out of the cords as we're flying down this chute for the whole minute.
Okay, you slowly, with your kind of knife end of the tail, begin slicing against the rope. You can tell this woman seems to be trying to catch herself on the sides as she falls down. At one point, what you're sliding down seems to go from this side is the down before you're hit on something and begin sliding the opposite way. It's not meant for your comfort. And as such, you do take a bit of damage, as this is before you're able to get your bonds free. You take 3 bludgeoning damage, but the woman seems to take damage in the same way. The glasses that once adorned her somewhat pretty dark-skinned face, you can hear crack and break as she lands headfirst into that on the bottom. It is not a good look for her. Now, as you can see perfectly fine in the dark, no problems. As you continue to slide down the chute, eventually, before you get down to the very bottom of it, you get the last bit of the rope undone. Before you begin to see a purple light at the bottom of this chute that you're falling out of. Kind of, before she falls and again lands hard on her kind of face and collar. You do have the ability to try and stand yourself up and not take a hit if you want to try and make a dex save.
Around it for sure.
Yeah, make a dex save for me.
So you know that inspiration that I got? Let's use it. That's much better. From a 4 to a 14 plus dex at 20.
Okay, solid. Also, chat, why don't we give her a name? Chat, you decide what this clergy, or not clergy woman, the clergy's not the word I'm thinking of. What's the, clergy doesn't mean like, clergy is like religious. I'm thinking more like librarian. That's not interchangeable. Librarian woman, what her name would be. Big, almost like afro-esque hair, dark skin, now broken Harry Potter rimmed glasses. Margaret Evelyn.
Margaret.
Okay.
I mean, based on your current description of like what happened, Crunch, like I don't know.
Her name's Nestle Crunch.
You take Susan out of there. That's a great name.
Great name. As she slams headfirst onto the ground, Pepper, with your rat-like ability to climb on things, you actually grab the edge of the chute, causing yourself to kind of slow your descent just a little bit and turn into like a cannonball as you land on her back, causing more crunch to her than to you. I'm going to pause there as we go back to Ren and Hao. The two of you finally reach what is the bottom of this staircase. When you do, there's a room in here with several torches lining the wall, none of them lit, and a large ornate door opposite you where there are bookshelves lining both what would be the eastern and western side of the wall. Many ornately lined leather books go across several stone inlaid shelves. There are 5 chairs here with kind of purple velvet on this nice looking wood, well-made, well-crafted chairs, and little sconces for those torches to sit next to as if to light for people to read inside this room down here. The door itself also contains 2 of those statues with the amethyst eyes of the dragons looking out towards you, with 2 little, what look to be like nose rings coming out of a larger dragon's nostril, as if those are the rings that help you open the door in this room.
Not gonna lie, Hal. This looks badass.
The magic is better in Kern. That's how it walks forward.
That's fair.
But
I deserve
is
that.
how based on his experience, am I getting the vibe that these might be spell books of some kind?
You can go take a look at one if you want.
How is going to like a child in the candy shop prancing across the floor? How's gonna start inspecting books before, like the big doors are cool. How's definitely gonna check that out soon, but How wants to see if these books are spell books.
Okay. Ren, what are you doing during this time?
Watching how prance around these books. I want to let How figure out what's going on here, as I'm just enjoying the moment of How being very happy.
Ren stands in the center of the room with the torch, illuminating the rest of this room. It's maybe about 20 feet by 20 feet or so, with the large ornate doors on one side and the staircase that leads upwards on the other.
Ooh. I'm gonna use my mage hand to grab the torch and go light some of the other torches, and then bring it back to my hand.
As you go to light one torch, the rest of them erupt in a bright purple flame that illuminate the room. Everything seems to have an ominous purple hue or almost outline to it as direct results of the now 5 flames that are in the room. The one that's near all the chairs, and the 2 by the door, and the 2 torches by the hallway that you just came from. As
This looks like my magic.
how you do that, you turn and see the room is suddenly purple as you see Ren's torch pull away and back towards his hand from his mage hand.
Cool.
Or how goes over to one of the books. Pause there. Zinnia, you've been walking for a bit of time here. Eventually, you're walking down the alleyway here. Go ahead and roll me an investigation. See if you can find what was described by How.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
6. Do you share what you're looking for with Celine or Robert?
Yes, I let them know that it is the Eastern Road for which we were looking at magic items before, and it is a bookstore with windows, but that could potentially be glazed up.
As as you do, Robert says, "Oh, there it is, the first building you come across. Very small windows. It's got windows. It looks to be a magic shop. Oh, it could be that one." As you basically the whole row that you go down, Robert keeps looking, and you're like, "No, it could be though." Right before Celine says, "No, that doesn't sound like what was described at all. Let's keep looking." As you go down the road, Celine seems to have the highest perception between you all as you go through, or not perception, investigation, as you go through this alleyway. Eventually, you come across a building with frosted glass fronts, seeming to cover the entire front of the building, even a glass door, which is rare, to be sure, as Celine looks and says, This could be it. This could be what was described. It's got a sign for books. Go in.
Let's go, let's not wait.
As you open the door, bing, 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 you all look around before. Hello? Anyone? Look around, seeming to be in a very empty room.
They said there was a shopkeeper here that was doing something with Pepper. Pepper tied up or locked up or something, I'm not sure. But, Pepper?
Pepper!
Pep-
Is this it
Can
then?
I-
If Pepper's not here?
Can I mean, I would do this normally. Can I investigate for any, like, footsteps of Pepper or any thing that might have been dropped from Pepper?
Yeah, absolutely. You all close the door behind you. Go ahead and roll an investigation. Robert's investigation concludes, Pepper! Pepper!
11.
11. Pepper's a rogue, wears very tight clothing, not one to drop many things. As you look
Just
around.
to make mention, I did throw a dagger past her before I got the second one out. So there
I
should
know.
be a dagger in the wall.
For sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll just shut up now.
Yep. You look around.
Sorry, Jack.
You're trying to find any mention of something that Pepper might have left. You're looking for hairs. That's a good rogue. Pepper doesn't leave traces behind. That's not something that Pepper does. Hold up. There seems to be a dagger on a map of Asterion in the background.
Huh. Look at the dagger. Is it head level?
It's a little bit higher, as if thrown from a low height, before you look over the counter, and you also see another dagger on the ground.
Oh.
You've seen these daggers before.
Oh.
I grab them. Keep them.
Nia pulls a throwing dagger out and pulls the one off the ground.
Well, crap. If I look at the ground, do I see anything?
With your 11 investigation, not really. You search around. You kind of put your hand under to see if Pepper might have lost anything else, but these are definitely Pepper's. As you show Robert the daggers, he goes,
Well, then they must be here. Pepper!
it just yells kind of louder and with more fury. Celine then says, he's right, Pepper! Kind of joins in, trying to get Pepper to respond.
How did mention something about a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. So I think I had to go to
Secret tunnel.
bookshelf, third book from third row from the bottom, I think. And I try to look for this gray book.
Okay. go ahead and roll another investigation. At advantage, since he did point out the general direction.
Wee. I both rolled 10s. -1, that's a 9.
-1. As Robert and Celine begin looking around, you get over towards the corner, as you're looking around trying to find a book, about one bookshelf off, before you hear,
Well, where the hell is the tunnel? I don't see any. Obviously, if there was a tunnel, we would be able to see it. Pepper's knives were here. She must have left.
Celine says, I agree, I don't see anything here.
It was a secret tunnel, one of these books. I'm just gonna pull all the books now.
Oh, you just start pulling all the books off the shelf.
Yeah, no one's here. No one's gonna see me do it.
Okay. As Zania begins ransacking the books, Celine says, are you Celine is very not, are you okay, before Robert's like, okay, yeah. He takes the butt of his spear and just starts sliding all the books off the shelf.
Robert.
Not with the the sharp point, the butt of it, just kind of a quick way to knock them all off. Because it was in the back corner, you all literally knock every single book off the shelves. You have to climb over the top of these very pristine historical books, nicely leather bound. Celine says, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am, as she kind of says that, before eventually Zania, you just come on with your cat-like claws are pulling them off before you pull on one, and it kind of stops your hand, and as it does so, the cover of it flies open, and you actually rip the cover of the gray book off, but it does stop, and you see a locking mechanism, and when it does so, you hear loud, and the bookshelf tries to open, but only opens a few inches before it gets stuck on all the books that are on the ground, and cannot open.
We got it. Wait, okay.
Yes!
Before all of you begin scooping the books out of the way, enough for the bookshelf before it slams its way open. And when it does so, it hits the wall. It seemed to have been pulled very heavily. It slams and it cracks the other wooden bookshelf on the end there, as it had been pulling for some time.
Sorry. And then there you go.
Well, we found the tunnel. Should we go?
Yeah, sorry to the gods, and I kind of just let's go.
Pepper!
As Robert yells down the tunnel. As I'm going to go back to Ren and Hal. Hal.
I'm also gonna close the bookcase so we don't get followed or exposed for messing with the books.
As you go start walking down the bookcase, the three of you go in. You look for a lever, but cannot find one. You look back, trying to find some way to close it, and you don't see one. Do you want to try and pull it closed?
Yeah.
Okay. You go over to the stone door and begin pulling. You feel it budge just a little bit. Go ahead and roll a strength check on that.
Oh, man.
I'll just send a message. Just this lady seemed like it was her own shop, so be careful. Like while you're in there, also, I just want to take like good care of her books. Like it just seemed like a solo-owned business. I guess I should mention that.
It's like the last book that Zania pushes off, and he says that, and like.
I'm going to say that was a pretty meta addition, so I'm going to say no, just as a pause on there. You can say
That's
that in
fair.
just a minute, or at the start of the next session. But Zania, what did you get?
17.
17. Okay. As you begin pulling it, no longer caring for the rest of how things are, you put one foot up against the other bookshelf and really pull as Robert goes over to help you and close it back behind. And you seem to hear as if something cracked and broke.
Sorry.
Now we'll go to Ren and Hal. As Robert yells down, Pepper! Pepper, you take a look at the very first book. These are all very ornately bound, mostly in grays and purple, written with silver covers on the front of them. The first book that you pick up has a 10-pointed star on the front of it, written in silver, seeming to be 5-pointed star overlapping on another 5-pointed star. In the very center of it, you see that same kind of silverish gray dragon with amethyst eyes as you begin flipping through the book. Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
I'm going to, I'm gonna use my inspiration for that because that was a nat one. Ooh, that's better. Can I guidance this or no?
Sure, you're taking your time.
22.
22. You quickly skim through the pages. You're adept at getting cursory level information, basically hitting all the highlights, the chapters, finding all the big words that kind of start everything off just to get enough, flipping through it kind of quickly. This book seems to describe a powerful entity, not a god necessarily, but something referred to seemingly in an affectionate way as the Shadow Dragon. As you hear Pepper coming from the distance. As Pepper, we're going to go to you. As you land on top of this librarian. She turns and looks towards you. You can see her just fine, but she seems to be looking around as if not knowing where you are, holding up purple magic in her hands.
Well, hold on. Am I still on her back?
You just landed on her, so she could still be laying down if you don't want to let
I'm
her
gonna
up.
gonna flick my tail around one side and pull out a knife around the other and put them both up to her neck and say, "Let's start again. And if you move those hands, I'll move mine."
As you put the knife up to her neck and the tail right up to her temple, she looks around, not knowing what to do. Before she says, "You absolute idiot! 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 Idiot!" Before two very large eyes begin to appear in front of you. You're about 3 feet tall. Each of these eyes seem to be about 3 feet wide. Before you see a black mist in the darkness pour out around your feet, and you hear a
That's
loud
number 7.
as that seems like a good place to pause it for tonight.
Yo! Yo, okay, so here's the thing. Hold on, wait a minute. So I'm sitting there reading these books, and as you're just saying, like, yeah, an affection for the dragon, I was like, huh, there's giant big old doors. There's these big old knockers, and everything seems to be just like worshiping this dragon thing. Wouldn't it be crazy if there was a shadow dragon on here? So I'm sitting here in sign language with my boy Drew. Yo, what?
I found him!
Got
I was gonna die.
Yo, cue clip of Donkey running, going, Dragon!
Pepper, kiss it. All it wants to do is have some affection.
Yo, how's going full seduce? Let's go. Super Seducer 3. Mo, what nice teeth you have. Is that a hint of minty freshness?
Verity, stop it. Stop it, Verity. Verity, stop.
I wonder if there's
We'll
a
live.
group of dragons that are bad news, says Verity, prediction-wise. I don't know. Right, that does seem
No, we
like a
got
fun
pot
place
armor.
to pause it. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you do exclamation point LUD so that you can win these purple dragon-looking dice from Ren that you can ink whatever color you should like, as long as Drew has it, and he has 157 colors.
Something like that. I'm sure I have more.
Please don't kill them
And
with the
also,
shadow
we're
dragon.
raiding tonight.
Who are we
We're going to
rating?
be raiding Perception Studios
Ooh.
because they're doing something right now.
Which they must have a lot more of whatever Zinnia, Robert, and Celine had in trying to find this book.
Y'all.
Robert rolled a 2 and Celine rolled a 3.
Red
Plus
Wagon
numbers,
Inn.
but still.
This is why the people come to watch.
It's true.
Ren and how not doing nothing. We're just enjoying a nice secret tunnel, and then Pepper tries to kill this woman, and then the other three are like, "Let's
Hey,
destroy
if
this
my-
place."
In my defense, she stole you, so I was actually worried about you, Ren.
Oh no, I totally
Well,
get it
if
from your perspective. This was
someone had put their name in the book properly, we wouldn't have this issue.
I mean, also though, I'm picturing Pepper's reaction is like that scene in Monsters Inc. where Boo is like, Sully thinks Boo is in the cube, and you're just watching from as the windows go foggy. Oh! They're dead.
No.
I could
Yeah,
see
Dungeons
Pepper
and
like
Dragons is
these
a fun
idiots
game.
going into such a easily spyable area. Whoosh. What? Oh, hey, what's going on? Say what now?
And the best part is, we already met with Spade. We could have just told him, like, you guys are good until Kern. Like, don't be on edge. But now Pepper's gonna die.
I literally kept being like, you know, these shops are bad. You probably shouldn't shop around here. Kern is better, right? Right.
But here's the thing.
What's-
See, you say bad shop.
here's the
I
thing.
think I'm gonna get food poisoning.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
think.
that not what
oh
this
man,
is?
there's a dragon that's gonna just like
This
you
is
know.
the D&D equivalent
treat
of
me
food poisoning.
I just want to say,
Oh,
Salt and Pepper ever dealt with a dragon before?
Yeah, just offer another spear.
I just got a giant mark here. It's fine.
Yet another reason. Rin's like, all right, toodles, guys. I'm gonna come back as a paladin.
Oh no!
Whip
Ren,
this group
this
into
one put
shape.
your name next to it. You were part of our group when we met the dragon.
Not my fault.
Oh,
All right, I'm doing things.
close that boy.
Weed night.
Weed night.
25.
25.
25.
You're my favorite of the 25
Just
weed
weeding.
nights. Congratulations.
What happened to the first 24? Is really the question.
Rybonator.
no personal questions, please.
I'm getting ready to raid.
Get ready to raid it.
All you need to say. Done.
I hope you
Let
all
them know
had a
where
great
you
night
came
at the
from.
Red Wagon Inn. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the raid of Perception game.
Yeah, they're playing some D&D, so
Oh.
it's more D&D
Yeah.
fun.
Good for them. Also, we will answer next week's question about what Pokemon each of these characters would have, because that was my favorite question that's come in so far. Just saying.
Ooh,
That's a good
ditto, easy. Come on.
Oh,
Supposed to answer you. Wow, spoilers.
rude. God.
I come here for
Spoilers.
the
Next week there
lore.
might be some Shadow Dragon
And
stuff
time to
too.
raid.
Right. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye,
Love you.
everybody.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
And